They're definitely on.
Hey, there they are.
Turn down.
DJ?
Turn down.
For what?
Real.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are NotGreatRPG, and we are here once again for the City of Oshuamp. Horrible city. We love it, but it's scary.
It's been nice so far.
That's it.
No.
I can't
Name
tell.
one
if
bad
it's a
thing.
6 or
Yeah.
a 5.
Name one bad thing that happened in the last 6 episodes.
He was a vampire.
Thank you, Mike.
A good vampire.
Time it didn't get me this week. I'm already here.
He did, though.
I thought he was going to be off this week, so I didn't check.
Damn it.
Anyway, thank you guys. Welcome back. We're going to go around the table real quick, introduce ourselves, and then we'll have a brief recap and pick up where we left off last time. As always, I am Don, and I will be playing Ether Revia for the next several minutes at least, possibly longer.
Since the last time my name changed, I have and continue to be Zonky Kong. And my plot to kill all the vampires in Oshuamp is well underway.
We got another.
All. And I play Yalumla.
I knew he was a killer in the night. I'm Paul, and I play the always up because I've never been down Felix Gray.
There you go.
You're really
I'm
pushing
like the
it.
president.
I'm Clem, and I'm just doing my best.
I'm Chell. I play the ever-loving, friendly, good pal Thariel.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm Sarah, and I play Ritora. I am not in immediate danger this time.
Yeah.
I'm bloodied and I'm on your back.
This time.
Semi-immediate.
I'm Emil Grimm, and I play Nezelia.
Oh! Did you say Neil Graham?
Emil Grimm, and I play
Emil.
Nezelia.
You're just
Who
begging
is
to be
this?
eaten.
Amelia.
Amelia.
This.
Emil
Okay.
Grimm, Nezelia.
You're begging to
He's
be
come
eaten.
down to the case of Nesgrelia. It does sound like a
Fetch the tinctures.
It sounds like an exotic old-timey Well, we disease. can't call the It does. doctor anymore, John.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry. I had to kill him. He's got potions and stuff. I had to take them back. I'm John. I'm the dungeon master for the City of Oshuamp. Last
Great
week
sword.
we were still in the midst of the combat with the 2 Echo Knight mercenaries from the Inner Sanctum, the wizard having been slain. A feral vampire, swooped in, and we tried to grievously injure, cripple, or magically command the 2 knights to go away from us so this way we could flee, and the feral creature stomping in our direction would instead consume the 2 men. We ran back in the direction we came, trailing southeast, back towards the corridor. Feral vampire lady totally showed up, ripped apart one of the men, like, literally in half, and the other guy was like, I gotta go, like, I'm just gonna leave. Feral vampire lady saw Thariel in the distance and was like, hey, what's up? What's up? Like, gotta see what's up. Gonna run after you guys now. We went back into the corridor from whence we came. The feral vampire lady is dramatically faster than us, especially when she is moving into the direction of an individual who is bloodied. Corin was like, I'll stay behind, because
I'm not bloody.
we're probably not going to be able to outrun this thing, and I've got a plan. Corin around the corner, the shadows cast backwards over the wall by the drift globe left from Yalumlo, still in the cavernous room, hoping to dissuade the vampire from approaching the incredibly bright light. Thariel was the one who was at the back of the group on the path. Witnessed the shadows cascading of the creature tackling Corin, restraining him to the ground, eviscerating him, and then decapitating him, his head rolling into the cavernous floor, blood spraying over the wall, and then, because the lady still had movement, stepped into the tunnel, saw Thariel again, and was like, I'm just trying to hang. Like, where are you going? And continued to run towards Thariel. The brief description that had been given of the individual was comparable sisterly robes and clothing, same comparable veil with the abbot-style small portion of the headdress remaining. Portion of the veil ripped asunder, exposing half of the face, which did have markings of dirt and soot, but ivory-skinned, vampire-looking woman with bright blue eyes, and effectively heat miser-esque, flame-riddled hair, where gradient reds, oranges, and yellows. Yeah, like Heat Miser was the comparative element I gave the last time we played. because it does literally look like flaming embers.
Mr. Sun? John.
I'm Mr. Sun.
The bot is broken, DJ.
And, Corin's dead. Things running. Trying to hang out. It is definitely, based upon where we are on the map, in base with Thariel, as it runs once again, elongated limbs. I had also given the visual comparative elements to like the Wendigo creatures in Until Dawn, where it looks like the muscle fibers effectively elastically stretch out beyond what their normal composition should be. Dawn called her a stick bug monster, which isn't incorrect. We're gonna go to Nesgrim. Top of the order, buddy.
I knew it.
The tone setter for the party once again.
Yeah, buddy. Can't wait. Gonna
His
succeed.
Favorite role? I'm gonna just hop on back to ye old combat music.
I remember leaving with a plan last week.
That's good.
I remember your plan.
I remember my plan.
Did you
Or
write
was
it
I
down?
starting?
I do remember my plan.
Okay.
In the initiative order, it is
DJ
Nesgrim
Okay.
next.
Okay.
Yeah. The creature is running towards you, but it's Nesgrim, then Sarah, then Dead Corin, then Lawrence, then you.
Okay.
Yep. So, like, in the thematic spacing of this, I would say she is still running towards you
Okay.
as these other things begin to happen. Because it's like a simultaneous 6 seconds. It's always awkward to try to theater of the mind dictate, like, she has arrived, she's in base with you.
Wait till it's my turn.
She's
and then
waiting for
Everybody
30
else
seconds.
is now waiting as other people take their turns. So, like, she's running mechanically, game-wise, she will be in base with you.
Sure. Gotcha.
Yep. It's a good old thought-out Nesgrim, king of plans and strategy.
Look into my eyes and know what to do.
I can't see them.
My eyes are closed.
Didn't he tell you it was out of spell slots?
I just looked. I have one.
Well then.
Hell yeah! There's only one answer.
And yes, tunnel is 10 feet wide, 15 feet in
It says
height, the same
140 feet away.
metamorphic rock that it has been throughout the cavern so far. No real changes or alterations to the environment around you, just stickbug vampire feral lady coming out to, find another friend. She absolutely, again, as also said at the end of last episode, like, trails of flesh and sinew and viscera, like, dangling from her chin, staining the sides of her face. Because I think it is wonderfully additionally creepy, I would tell Thariel, as you see this creature running towards you as she gets closer, it has the classic, wonderful horror where it looks as though the smile extends further out from where it should.
Whoa.
As though, not like
Literally.
fully snake where she has ripped out the side of her cheek, but
Like
that...
Cheshire Cat?
Yeah, kind of.
Like that new
Hold
movie,
too
Smiles.
far.
Yeah, like that new film style. That should definitely give me money. I would like money.
Money's good.
Right, money's great. That's grim sighs.
And that's his turn.
That's it.
Oh,
That was his plan. I
whispers under
sigh
his
and I
breath.
stay put.
It takes 6
I would
seconds.
like to just say, oh fuck. That's all. That's my
He
thing.
whispers to himself, bonus action.
So, all right. Okay.
All right.
I will say I told everybody to keep going on without me.
correct. That is
got
I
another
did
thing.
inform you guys, like, I got this,
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh.
I said, y'all let me handle this. whatever
Corin's
happens.
Death rattle was fucking run.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
say fucking run.
I forgot that as well.
died.
And he died.
Okay.
Only a couple of us know definitively that he died, though, because most of us are up around the bend.
That's true. It's like me, you,
Yeah.
Thariel.
The
I
people
would
toward
say-
the back definitely saw it, because
Yeah.
his head rolled into the hallway.
I would say that, like, it's a corridor. Sound definitely travels. Like, you would have heard like
Squelching.
him absolutely probably dying. Like, you're hearing a man groaning in pain. The words might have muffled together on the waves of sound as they rippled to your glorious ears.
Paul, you are you can probably see it. Am I within 60 feet of the stick bug bitey lady?
Fuck, where this is you?
Yes.
No.
20, 25, 30.
Oh, maybe.
35 to Thariel, so.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you're roughly 40, 45 feet away.
So hearing it, like I'd hear the
Yeah,
stick
it
bug
would
bitey lady.
it would also continue to snarl and make the same loud stomping of the palm of the hand hitting dirt, and then the long Thariel-esque fingers scraping through.
That's gotta hurt.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like, to me, visually, she would be ripping apart the flesh of her own fingers.
Ouch.
Uncaring.
And also dulling her nails.
Yes. She's got teeth. She's not biting the ground if she runs.
You can't blame me for trying.
I respect it.
All right.
Maybe I won't use this.
Hearing her like start to run up on us pretty quick,
Yep.
I will turn around
Love it.
and yell "halt" and cast command on her.
Fantastic.
Burnouts.
I want you to look in my eyes.
Try again.
Look in my eyes and say that you do that again.
6. So I don't burn out.
Come
What's
on.
your spell save DC?
Nat
15.
Want it. Nat want it.
It's all the way down at the bottom of the page. Wow. I mean, I will tell you that you communicate to this thing, halt.
Okay.
It's
We don't.
so, like, again, you don't really know whether or not it succeeds against your
Very
spell. It doesn't, like, again, because mechanically she's in base with Thariel. Dramatically, in the theme of the movement of the scene, I would say she would effectively, to give you the inclination, slide into the face of Thariel and then stop moving.
Whether that was because her movement ended or my
Hello.
spell, I don't know.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
understood.
I want to say probably not her movement.
I'll tell Nevsgrim that you think you've done it.
And then I will continue running 30 feet that way.
Stop it! Hold.
It's a big Nesgrim energy.
Hold!
You need to stop.
Never mind.
there. Now Nesgrim and I can.
Messes.
Yeah, you guys have gotten off the map once again.
Oh no!
Where
Where am I?
We go to
I don't know,
Sarah.
where are you?
Where am I?
Long gone.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
you should be much further ahead.
You were very fun.
I think you're about...
You're
That's
out in the
because I
tunnels.
took me with me.
There you go.
Because you were not on the board.
No, you're not close to me. I'm like 10 in front.
Throw in a kiss circle.
No, get away from me.
That's the kisser.
You guys all stopped and you're smooching.
I didn't stop.
They're
You didn't say it
trying to
wasn't
kiss you
smooching.
as they're running by.
Felix, get back here. We want to kiss.
Sarah, it's your turn. You have
I'm
a
scared.
bloody yellow blow on
What
your
the
back.
fuck is this?
Romance.
But yes, you guys are in the obvious turn. So you guys have bent around the corner and are no longer in sight. You obviously know it.
Do we want to flip to the table game too?
Fucking
There's not really, it's kind
fucking
of hard.
It's not-
concepts
it's
in
not-
Yeah, I
backwards.
think for right now, not really,
Yeah.
just because like the
Springboard.
map is so fluid. This is like a chase scene, so I would have had to either fully re-laid out this entire map,
Make
which
like a.
Sorry, it's a
Is-
chase scene.
a problem because then you guys aren't supposed to know exactly the way you came. You were in a rush to get here chasing after Retora. I don't want to splay the map out and then everybody be like, "Ooh, we clearly go
Yeah.
into the not alcove direction."
Yeah, we in character.
Excuse me,
would-
Mr. Diab, he nat 20'd his cursive.
Yes.
That doesn't mean we'll remember the way back.
No, but it'll be on the wall.
Well, yeah.
Yes, you would be able to
Yeah.
see the chalk. So,
Something
like,
you have
again,
flashing
you would
lights.
see the chalk. That's
Yeah.
why we don't really need
Yeah,
the
we
map.
as character could get back.
We have a line back the way that we came.
Yes, but
But
we don't
beyond
need to
that
visually-
line,
Yes.
Yeah, we couldn't IRL see the top down of the
Yeah,
cave.
there's no
so,
reason to.
yes.
That. Yeah, I also don't want anybody to be like, I'm going to hide in the alcove and shank it as it goes by, because I know the space of the alcove.
It'll call me Alcove Jackson for that.
Exactly. There's nothing going to show me in here.
Yeah.
I love how that could have been about anybody. And then Paul went, no, it's me.
No, it's me.
to be fair, he's in the alcove. That's why he's not on the map.
Fair.
Yeah.
Already.
And also, carrying bloodied Yalamlo, I was saying, did not affect your movement.
I saw a video today of a bear carrying a moose. That's how strong they are.
Jesus Christ.
That's how
It's
strong they are.
terrifying.
Yep.
Or really cute.
Moose.
I can carry a moose.
You don't need to tell
Moose
me
is
more
like,
bear facts.
Bear facts?
Show me the bear facts.
Can someone tell me how far I am from Thariel?
I think it's like
20.
20?
15 to 20 ish.
The back end of you is about 20.
Yeah.
All right.
Since you're a bear.
I am going to
Get on!
put Yalumlo down.
I am on your back. Holding on.
Then I'm going to drop out of my wild shape, and you're still holding on, I guess.
You're going to drop your wild shape.
Yeah, I'm dropping my wild
Okay.
shape.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to. That's my bonus action.
Yep.
I'm going
Included early. Mm-hmm.
to use my action to pull one of the prayer beads
Mm-hmm.
and cast Bless on Thariel.
You can target 2 other people since it's blessed.
Oh, it's up to 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Yalumlo. And.
The creature twice.
It's you're
I'm
the one.
also there, yes.
Okay, yeah, then also Vorst.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was
Four?
3 people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay.
So it's a plus a d4 for an attack roll or a saving throw.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I guess, holding Yalumlo, who is much taller than me, I'm going to run.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm sure I'm going to be
Yeah, I would
encumbered.
say you would be encumbered by him.
So
So
20
you would get 50, or
20
your base is 40,
my
so
base
yeah,
is
20
40.
feet.
bloody.
Carry the 2 of them 20 more feet further ahead. I would say they would be able to round the corner and be into the alcove. Watch it.
Into the alcove.
Well, I mean, seeing the alcove where the kissing is happening.
Can I see this kissing, sir?
Yes, you can see the kissing, sir. Yes, sir.
Do I roll for burnout with
Nope.
items? No.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. And again, it's all attacks and saves for the 1 minute while you maintain concentration for the spell blast.
Yes.
Cool. Nothing else for you?
No, that is, I think, my whole
All right.
action.
We go
Or
to
my whole
Corin.
turn.
We go to Lawrence.
To me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess,
Blessed.
I guess I will, since we are progressing further,
Mm-hmm.
I will use my action to dash and keep trudging with her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just get us another.
Yeah, if you guys are shouldering, yep, that's fair. Are you all right?
Did you
No,
forget
he's
to
dead
do
now.
something?
I just read command, and at the risk of fucking myself, the target.
I know. If it doesn't understand your language.
And if it says the spell has no effect if the target is undead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's fine.
TJ.
You halted it though.
But you think
You
it
did
worked.
great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
You did your
thematically, she slid up there, and
Yeah.
you
Yep.
think you've done it.
You're right.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so upset.
So
Yeah, I
you
want
go.
in.
Yep.
Kissing
Everybody's
circle.
in this sweet, really
It's a
safe
dog
kissing
pile.
alcove.
How did you
Oh,
all catch
I
me?
just see Spider-Man.
It's more romantic that way.
Right?
No. Man spiders, guys.
Who's Spider-Man?
No, man spiders.
Stop. Remember what happened
Pulling
last
my
time?
mask
Spider-Man
down.
Spider-Man.
I'll trade you.
Was there anything
What?
else you wanted to
There.
do for you, Lawrence?
No.
Full performance.
Soft kiss. Soft kiss with you. Alright. Well, and we go to Thariel.
All right.
You know, drooling, bloody, feral vampire lady.
Press A to talk.
Hello, driver.
You're finally awake.
Oh, God.
I'm going to bonus action.
Yep.
Cast Hex.
I'm gonna need you to say that again.
Okay.
Bonus action.
Thank you.
Very good.
Cast
What
Hex.
what ability score for her would you like to choose?
Strength.
Okay.
In terms of dialogue,
Mm-hmm.
how do you? Okay, I'll just say it. It's fine. I've never seen her with a crown-esque shape like I have, nor have I seen her ever in a mask.
You are correct. You would have seen her in neither of those things previously. And again, now that she is like effectively in your face, it would absolutely have comparable structure to the height of the abbot-style headdress, to where you would probably be able to infer just by seeing her this close up. it's definitely unorthodox, and it reminds you of how you yourself look
Okay.
with your glorious headdress.
I would say, Sabrina, why are you wearing a crown? Why are you wearing the mask? This isn't you. You shouldn't be wearing this.
I will tell you that she clearly looks deeply into your eyes, and as she is almost now assuming a more upright posture, slightly, not even slightly actually, a fair amount taller than you know her to be.
Yeah.
She looks roughly, with the extensions of the muscles of the legs, to be a little bit more like 7'2", which is not the woman you knew. As she rises, looks in your direction level and then down from above you, I will tell you that her lips ever so slightly quiver, and from the edges of her eyes you would see a welling of red and a stream along the one cheek as a single blood-stained tear drips down her face. But no response in language.
In just pure rage, watching this person that was so dear and sincere to me tear apart somebody else that mattered so much, I will I will channel divinity.
Okay.
So she has to make a strength save.
Unfortunately, and if you did want to change Hex, because Hex applies to ability checks, not to saving throws, would you like to Hex something else instead?
Nope, still keeping it strength.
What is your spell save DC?
So you're saying there's a chance.
That's 15.
So you're saying there's not a chance.
Damn it.
It meets.
No! I rolled a fucking 2!
Hey.
Your tray is cursed! Cursed, I say!
Good job,
cursed!
Sarah.
She brought them Zephyr dice around in there before stream.
I have a literal plus 11 on strength saves.
We've done it!
As I am channeling my divinity, just distress and anger, I just take it off, and she also, at the start of her turn, will take 3d8 necrotic damage.
Fantastic. So I will describe for the wonderful people in the area who can still witness this thing. Forced. I trust this lady. Oh no, I trust this lady.
I'm gonna need a new pair of pants!
Yeah, so despite it not being a spell,
Good thing I wouldn't
with Channel Divinity, you typically utilize your holy symbol, which for you is your sacrificial bloodletting knife.
What?
That's how she
Everyone's got,
casts
like,
her
a cool
spells.
That's it.
thing.
We're the
It's like a
baddies.
knife.
That's it.
We're great people.
We should
I'm
not be
clerk.
around 9.
It's a holy symbol.
That's ladder for the people in the
Yeah,
back.
your sacrificial bloodletting knife.
That's what I thought you said.
Yes, and as you brandish this, I will tell you, you once again hold it aloft. So usually for casting your magical spells regularly, you just lightly prick your finger. For this, you carve into your palm the same symbol that appears on the hex, where it looks comparable to like the staff of Asclepius. So first, you just do the vertical line, and then you trace backwards a winding path over your hand.
So like a triple clef, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
And then out from her hand, you would see coagulated blood.
Like the blood wizard!
Yeah.
This is fine.
Tether out from her. And I'll tell you as well, you can't see her. You're looking at her from behind. There would be something else going on, but for you, I'll tell you that you feel also a rush out from lower in your arms, almost like a pulsing sensation on the veins running over your elbow, as though this pulls deeper from within you. Again, great, because it's your left hand, so it's directly connected to your heart.
Good.
Rips out towards her, and this coagulated essence tethers around her. Like almost loose bandages at first, with a thinner, obviously, consistency because it is blood, but tethers around her neck, around her shoulders, and binds her arms to her side. And then they definitively tighten and affix, and you instinctively grab with your left hand and hold on to this blood rope you have forged from inside of you.
So I can see the red vines, right?
Yeah.
She's wrapped up in candy.
You would see her reach out, and blood would spray out
then
from
just-
her hand and then wrap around this vampire lady.
Sick blood lasso.
Yes. Yes.
Yeehaw
Yep.
it is.
Howdy.
Yeehaw it is.
Uh-huh. Would you do anything else on your turn? You've used your bonus action and your action.
I would just keep yelling, take it off, take it off, take it off.
Okay.
She's not moving.
Mm-hmm.
And she's directly in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I know she's a lot taller than me.
Mm-hmm.
Would you allow me to try and reach up to pull whatever is like on her face and head?
I would say, traditionally in game rules, trying to take something from another creature usually goes beyond the realms of an item interaction. An item interaction is usually you drawing something from your own pockets or something like that.
Okay. If not, that's fine. There's plenty of friends nearby.
Yeah, I would say you tracing sigils for the spell hex,
Guys.
branding her chest, which would, again, it would look like it was on the outside of the robes, but in the same way when loose clothing then presses in, you would see the brand would appear at first on the clothes and then sink in, so you would see peaks at the edges of the clothes for where the brand has sunken in, almost pressing the clothes against her chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that in that 6 seconds, doing both of those things would be a lot, and that
That's fair.
trying to grab that would be a thing that would be reasonable to me on the next turn.
Okay.
Would you stay where you are?
I'm directly in front of her?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Good ball.
You wanna keep kissing?
Absolutely not.
He's got to run back to do that.
Yeah, but what if the card you pull says you cast an illusion that looks like your party members making out in an alcove?
It's a kiss monster.
That's on the list, right?
It is on the list, I'm sure.
That's the
It is now.
Honestly, if I pull the Joker, sure.
You heard him say it here, folks.
Anyone like to cut? Cut? Any cutters?
Yeah, right here. Bounce
Nope.
it over-
I swear if it's on the bottom. Take a card out, throw it about 30 feet. Oh no.
Wait,
What
such
is
a
it,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Paul?
We're about to find out.
Orca.
Wow.
Holy!
Diamonds.
In a 10-foot wide hallway.
I mean,
Oh, back way.
Big ass
wait. Oh, did I read? Oh, yeah.
free,
Oh, really? It's a knoll. 8 of diamonds.
A knoll, you say?
I'm gonna put it right
A knoll is not
right at the corner.
Sure, yeah. Knoll's not a terrible thing for
Yeah.
appearing down here, actually. I like that.
There's your knoll.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rar. No, we got rar. And I'm gonna use I'm gonna use my bonus action before I'm out of range
Okay.
to make it, I don't know, make an injured sound like I don't know what a knoll sounds like injured.
Oh no, I'm an injured
I'm
soul.
hurt. I'm walking in. Oh, fuck. These adventurers just fucked me up. Oh, don't fuck with them.
Yeah, I mean, it would whimper, like, again, they're jackal adjacent.
Yeah,
so, I
okay.
mean, it would sound slightly canine, and I love dogs, and
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go 30 feet.
Big Pop.
I'm gonna go check on it. Are you okay?
30 feet out of the kiss pile the correct way.
Very good. Yep. Keep running west.
Move me, Don.
Do I get a
Move
kiss of
me.
opportunity as he leaves for kiss?
You're leaving my zone.
Did you
I get a +2 to kiss.
Are you fucking serious?
Can I get a kiss of opportunity?
It's a real creep move. Wait, dropped it was a kiss of opportunity.
Does Nesgrim move towards me?
You're so far ahead of us.
2
I
weeks
think.
after a
I know I am. I don't understand how you guys called me.
I don't think we did.
I dashed 4 rounds in a row, 10 feet faster than everyone but you.
Oh yeah, this isn't the map.
And then I,
was just-
and then I caught up and
That's not
kissed
the
you.
map.
I mean, I don't know.
Kiss me, you fool.
The things Nesgrim will do for love.
Felix gets
I'd like to
another
use my
30 feet.
reaction to give you disadvantage.
We get it done.
I can do this every turn. There's no limit, John.
I know.
Only my imagination. My deck.
I think at this point, Ether would stop, and I will hold the dash action until some of the rest of the group catches up, because I was
Reasonably further.
reasonably. I was at the front of the group, other than Felix, who was miles ahead of me. So I think at this point, Ether would stop and wait for people to catch up on
Sure.
the off chance that someone did not make it.
Mm-hmm. That sounds reasonable. We got Glenn. You would have seen the magic from Thariel. You would hear her say the name Sabrina and yell out to her, "Take it off. Why are you wearing that? This isn't you. Take it off."
It's also frozen in place and hexed.
And me scream halt.
Yes. Yeah. You would have also heard Nesgrim scream, "Halt!"
Kiss of opportunity was taken.
There was a kiss of opportunity up ahead, so you would have heard,
God damn it, that's great! I'm only a few feet from them with her standing there. I get the full visage of what she looks like now, right?
yeah,
Standing
Thariel
upright.
is very short. She's
Yeah.
like roughly 5'2", 5'3".
And
I
you
think
said it looks
It's like maybe 5 even.
maybe 5 even. So
And you said it looks like there's like a veil,
yes,
but like she has protrusions on the top of her head
yes,
as
in
well.
the same way that Thariel's headdress absolutely has the protrusions of something being worn beneath it. Sabrina would have the same. I've got 2 crown wearers.
Stuff. Princess
Got what?
gals.
Excuse me?
Crown wearers.
Wearers. Like I said, winter.
Crown werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't considered that when looking at the art.
Yeah. Uh-huh. There are 3 potential queens.
Just completely all smacked from this.
Chaos queen.
I'm gonna approach Thariel
Okay.
and just like look up. Take what off?
Yeah, he would absolutely ask you, take what off.
I'm trying to think of how I would say it. The veil. The crown. It's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up
Uh-huh.
to her.
Yeah.
She's like when she's
Yes.
like
She
arms
is,
stuck down type of thing. Like she's
Yeah.
been like
it's wrapped above elbow, so she's not fully arms to the side, like T-Rexing effectively. So more limited in
is
what
she
she's able
actively
to
like "Rah!" against it, or is she like just kind of standing
No.
there composed?
Not composed. Again, she would be shaking ever so slightly, like torso and arms, almost like she's trying to fight back against the restraint. I will tell you, you would also see her face. You would see streaming down. Yes, she's absolutely now crying, like heavily, only visible on the singular side because the other is obscured by the veil.
Yeah. Don't make me regret this. And I'm gonna scooch around Thariel and then up and around Sabrina, walking almost in a way that like I've been around enough animals that actually want me dead. And there's been times where it's like they'll be like caught in a net or
Yeah.
being held down, and there's
Yes.
a way that you have to move against them to not freak them out. Moving around her.
Just gonna slip
Good
this.
save.
I'm only here to help. And I'm going to. Yeah, I
She's
could
like-
probably. If you said 7,
She's like roughly 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
The veil would come down to the neck. I would say you would be able to grab fabric here to try to
Yeah.
rip off.
Like even at I'm thinking like at 6 foot, I would still be able to like touch the top of her head at least.
Yeah, especially like little Vorse tippy toes.
Yeah,
like
moving
get up there and
Up.
Easily, I would
easy.
go up and try and secure whatever thing was on there. Trying not to really pull her hair out because I don't want to make her think that I'm like.
yeah, sure.
And try to remove whatever is on her head.
Great. She cannot resist the thing that you are doing. To me, she would be able to attempt to swipe back against your hands. I would
So
say
I was like saying I'll move around where it's like
exactly.
it's not.
You would position yourself at her back. See, Don, strategic. You always take the back.
Points on the back end.
You would get to her back, position around behind her, reach up behind her, and because she is restrained, she can't like disconnect her elbow and like
And I think the hold
exorcism
that she
her
has
fucking
forward.
arm.
No! Dorking she like alligator.
Yes.
Her
Thought
head
process
spins
being
around
she
to
really
look at
can't
you.
spin too much because she's fixed at the point connecting to her.
Yes. It is effectively affixed into her skull. I'm going to ask you to make a genuine strength check to rip it out from her flesh.
You're blessed.
Holy
She's hexed.
shit, roll high.
Check. Not a
Oh.
not a save.
Oh, true, true.
Just a check.
That was to the hex, right? Not the bless.
Dude, easiest strength check ever.
Sorry?
Bless is saving throws
Correct.
only?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
That Don was saying he's blessed.
Oh, sure.
It's not
you're not
applying.
blessed. It
You don't
doesn't-
add the
yeah,
bless.
the D4
Roll
doesn't
or-
count.
Don't have the bless?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. 19.
Woo!
Didn't need it.
Yeah, I will tell you that as your hand reaches up, your palm initially scraping against the fabric, and you find this point around the edge of her head. For in the same way that like tiaras and things like that lay, they don't fully lay down like under the ear unless you angle it really highly. They kind of point
Right at
back
the
here
crown.
and sit under the crown of the head. You reach up, feel the fabric, and your palm hits metal, and it's a chilling sensation even through the fabric of the veil itself, and your fingers reach and curl around this metal, and I'll tell you that as you pull, initially, there is effectively no fucking give. And as much as you wish to be kind
Mr.
of
Nice.
peaceful
Yeah.
and kind about this, in that moment, you recognize as she starts to snarl deeply, foaming at the mouth, and this awful mixture of saliva and blood, you rip up, and you get this clump you wouldn't see because it would be disguised by the veil. You know you rip hair, but you get whatever is worn beneath this Abbott-style covering as well, and you rip up and out. And I have to ask you to make a wisdom saving throw.
That I can use the bless on, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You're so smart. So
Just
wise.
gotta save so you don't put a hat on. It's fine.
I would really like you to not put the hat on.
Don't be a. Don't wear a
What
hat.
kind of hat is it, John?
It's a very unhappy hat.
Remember, you are not Vorst. Glenn
dunce
is
hat.
not Vorst. Vorst doesn't wear hats. He has long ears.
$17.
I will tell you that there is this awful urge within you that, like, pings inside.
But
Like, almost as though the world around you goes fuzzy. You hear a vibration, like ripples on the air around you. Your arm shakes, not by the heaviness of this thing, but resisting that strange, instinctive pressure to wear it without even thinking it. It's just, this is where this belongs. And I'll tell you that there is that horrific urge, and that you drop it to prevent yourself from wearing it. And I'll tell the two of you that as you are here, right in her midst, you would see her begin to convulse violently, shaking, and now horribly, exorcist-style vomit. Like, mass and chunks of what she has consumed.
No, Corin.
Yeah, you are
monster.
right there.
That's fine. Let it rain, baby.
If you would
There's
like
nothing veil.
to, I will give you the opportunity, if you would think you would, move out of the way.
Yeah.
You can make a dex saving throw.
You get
A saving
you're blessed,
throw.
though.
Yes.
You are blessed.
You are blessed.
Hey, did we mention you're blessed?
Like,
1 plus.
It's fine.
Roll the d4 too.
Okay. That's 13.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hang on. It's 14.
14. Yeah. I will tell you that you see this, having had all of this removed from her, the veil, the full covering, you would see her full face, obvious tear stains both sides. You would see this lurching mass inside of her throat. And you would be like, I've seen animals too, buddy, this isn't gonna be good. And you just slightly lean to the side, position around her edge, as she, like a mass of viscera, onto the ground. As she does so, she falls to her knees and begins to, like, muscles like rubber bands snapping, constricting back in. Yeah, it's a bad hat!
Yeah.
And she sits on the ground, well, kneels on the ground on all fours in front of the two of you, profusely vomiting for several seconds.
Way too long.
Way too long. Anything else on your turn, Vorst?
She still has the blood things on her, right? Keeping her bound while she's shrinking.
She is, like, absolutely still fully restrained by Thariel's effect for her channel divinity. There's also still, like, a blizzard swirling around you, so, you know.
I forgot that.
Oh, it's Heat Meister.
Blood
fucking-
wizard.
Yeah, right!
It's
Blood
like
wizard
Christmas.
blizzard.
Right? Merry Christmas! One and all!
Blood wizard blizzard.
Happy birthday.
Shut the fuck up, Don.
Would I be able to
You tell there's a blizzard in her
I did.
skin.
I did.
Yeah.
Would
did-
I
he
be
did that
able to
for
take
us.
the rope that I have and begin, like, binding her further? Just to kind of keep a leash on her so that way she doesn't make a scramble for the bad hat on the ground?
I would ask, in what way would you be binding her? Because some things are quicker than others. Like, full hog tying her, I would say, like, it would take too long.
No, if she's like, you
What
said
if he
she
has hog
felt...
tying proficiency?
He does. He absolutely does.
Gonna find out?
Interested
Meet
now.
me in the kiss out.
Yeah, I would say you would be able to get the rope out and move around her and, like, again, her arms are still at her side. She's on all fours vomiting, so, like...
If she fell to her knees and is like leaning forward, I would probably do like the scoop where like you bring the arms back and then tie the hands in the rest of it. So like her leggies are still free, but like it'd just be like her torso and her arms.
Like you handcuffed her. To her chest.
Okay. I would say she would then fall forward.
Oh no, I wouldn't let her like drop. I would
Okay.
because
So if you
I'm
hold her
literally
taut-
keeping it like with the
Fair.
line on it. So
I
that
thought
way-
you meant like I'm just gonna rip her arms that are her support out, let her face plant into the bishop. You killed Gorin!
You have the right to remain silent! You don't have the right to an attorney!
Do not throw up on the floor. Not in this house.
Right?
put her nose in it.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
god!
No,
That's what I was.
I'm not allowed to. Neither are you.
Oh my god!
That was my worry, but yes, if you hold her taut,
Yeah,
she
I would like.
be able to
personal
like,
for
I would
Divorce.
get it tied and then hold on to the brace that's holding her hands
Yes.
together.
Yes. Then yeah, absolutely. That I would say would be swift enough to be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Probably be it for you.
What the fuck?
Yeah, as you hold her upright, like she would lean and like effectively lurch backward as she hits her upright. Now you'd be able to tell she is more proximate, like Retora-ish height, I want to say, because you're like 5'4", 5'5" as Retora.
I don't think I was even that tall, but
It's so fucking short. Okay, she's like 5'5", 5'6". I know, I'm kidding.
So anyway, there she
actually
is,
got
sitting on the
taller.
ground.
Yes.
She's 4'3".
So, like, obviously you, a smaller individual, as she lurches upright, her head, like, rocks back. Not, like, unnaturally, but, like, she leans, looks up at the cavern height, at the tunnel above her. Yeah. Still, tears streaming down now, like, running back along her, underneath her earlobes, over her neck. And I would say everybody would hear her let out a very anguished wail. Yes. And that would be her turn. We go back to the kissing alcove.
Meanwhile,
You guys hear that echoing wail. I would say it would be hard to discern which person back there did that.
We don't know if it's her or the orca.
Yeah.
I feel like we would know it's not Vorst. We've seen him die many times.
Yeah. You would
One
know.
of the other two.
Not Vorst, but it could be Thariel or the vampire.
And it goes to me, right?
Yep.
Great.
Every time.
I love it so much.
I love how much
making
I know
decisions.
you love combat, and now every time in turn it's me again, isn't it?
no.
Well, because I set the tone for the rest of the party. That's a lot of responsibility
I
to put
know.
on somebody none of you would trust with it.
Buddy, that's why I'm doing my own thing.
Yep.
I'm gone.
It was a social experiment, really.
All right.
The bad Dex character rolled higher than everyone else this time.
I have a +0 to initiative, and somehow I'm trapped in this hell.
Just scream back.
All right. So I saw Felix throw that card.
Yep.
So I know the knoll's not real.
And I end my turn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still trying to
Well,
I summoned Pot of Green.
I would say you've seen him throw cards before.
And then things pop out from where they landed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I've never seen any of those act on their own volition.
Maybe.
You saw me.
Felix
Yeah.
was
Use
twerking.
me.
Yeah, you saw an illusory Felix like, oh no,
So
I'm so weak and vulnerable.
I know what
I also
that's kind of your go-to move with the illusion. Oh no, I'm so weak
Because
and
it works.
It does.
I also screamed, and I end my turn.
and that's all she wrote.
So I'm gonna poke out of the alcove.
Yep.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, it would only be like 10 feet back
Good boy.
into the corridor, the
I'm
way the screaming is coming from.
I will walk the 10 feet that way.
Sure.
Careful not to disturb the
The
knoll.
null illusion. Yeah. There's 10 feet of space. You're okay.
And as I get to the corner, I'm just gonna like peek my head around and just see what's going on down there.
Yeah, I mean, based upon what has happened, you would see Vorst standing, holding, because they're roughly 40-ish feet ahead, so still within dark vision. You would see a masculine figure looking like Vorst holding somebody else on the ground. Clearly, he's behind him, she would look like she is bound. You would see Thariel standing to the side and also binding this woman. So, like, you see your two friendly figures. Thariel is obviously in a dress and fully veiled and covered. Still looks like Thariel because feral vampire was up here, she's down here.
Right.
So,
There's a difference.
yeah, based upon the physique and stature of the individual, I would say there would be sufficient context for you to assume Thariel's that thing, Vorst is that thing, feral vampire looks like it's on the ground in ropes.
How far away did you run? Super far, right?
Dude, I mean, if
He's
you want to be
so
real, I'm
many-
like probably 50
He's
to
gone.
100 feet away.
Legitimately, he's very far ahead.
I would walk a couple feet back towards the alcove, close enough that I don't have to like scream.
Yeah.
And then I would go, they got her. She's tied up. I think we're okay.
Why are you never confident? Just once.
They got her.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's what I yell back. Just
Definitive.
once!
DJ. Mission accomplished.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got her. No, I would
failed.
come back.
Next time.
They got her. She's tied up. I think we're good to go back. And then I didn't walk all the way into the alcove.
Yeah, you still have like 15 feet of it.
Yeah, I would walk all 15 back toward them.
Yeah, so you get around 5 feet back around the corner. You could dash. Nothing you've done would have
opportunity.
utilized your action. It would be up to you if you would like to move, additional movement,
Yeah,
or
that's
if you
right.
would do something else with
I'll
it.
dash, yeah.
Yeah.
You
So,
have
like,
chances
you
of
would then
opportunities.
hurry up and be adjacent to Thariel.
As he approached, I'd be like, keep your distance.
What is
Add it to my
going on?
collection.
I'll explain in a minute.
Very good.
I'll explain when it's my turn.
Fantastic. At the end of your turn, what's your passive perception?
Get the hat, pull out the knife.
Many.
That's great! That makes me even nipplier.
I'm sorry?
Had to get your attention somehow.
Oh my god!
Why is the bar broken today?
He's saying it's a tidbit
60.
in here.
Oh!
I need for you as well to make for me a wisdom saving throw.
Did you pick up the hat?
He's not picking the hat up. He is near the hat.
Why'd you get near the hat?
I also get a +4 because
That's great.
because of me.
You got this, DJ. Just.
I believe in me.
Oh my
no!
god. Oh my
Is
god.
that a nat one?
Oh my god.
Tom, might I say? Oh. My.
Oh, DJ, goddammit!
It's time for the cold sweats, buddy?
There's nothing worse that could have followed this statement. I believe in me.
Everyone come
Hubris.
over. It's safe.
A nat
Everybody
one
bring it
regarding-
in.
I'm so
keep your
glad I'm
distance,
so
you went
far
wide.
away.
Hold on. It's a natural 1 plus what, DJ?
4.
Oh wait, plus my modifier.
What?
8 total.
8 total.
You have a +7.
You know, in that
What the
wonderful,
fuck?
wonderful sense
Alright.
for critical fails that we always do now,
Oh.
for having a good old time.
Yep.
Wait, I'm sorry. Sarah pointed it out and she is right. It's actually an 11.
You have a +10 to your.
Yeah, he's a paladin. He's got aura of
Oh, it
courage.
is, that's right.
I break.
He gets to add his charisma modifier and all the saves.
Which is
my
+4.
goodness.
Yeah, but
And
I
then-
mean, you rolled a natural 1. You would start. We got her! Running forward, happy and joyous. What a momentous moment. Ooh.
No closer. Why?
My God!
I would say
missed one.
you would feel something like in you, like an incredible weight. Like,
can do a
for all of
cartwheel.
us who struggle with anxiety, which I'm going to assume is pretty much everybody at this point in the world.
Griffithing.
You're not alone.
Yeah, I will tell you that, like, in that same sensation where it feels as though in the midst of an anxiety attack, we're like, oh my god, I cannot breathe, I cannot move. I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. And these don't feel like your thoughts. These feel like, genuinely, horrifically intrusive thoughts that almost fill your ears before they fill your head. And Vorf says, keep your distance. And you just see his mouth move and you don't hear his words. Something in you draws your eye to this weird thing on the ground. And I'll say that you absolutely fall to your knees and start. It's thankfully far enough outside of your reach to where I would say even with dashing, you wouldn't be able to get exactly to it, but you would almost baseball slide face first towards this thing on the ground, reaching out towards it, as though a horrible urge within you compels you. This is mine. This is my birthright. I deserve this. And I'm going to say that that's your turn. Way to set the tone for the turn, buddy! Sarah, we do you.
I'm running out back in.
Yeah, you heard Nesgrim go like, we got her, everything's great.
Nothing's great,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm running back in. Out of this. This alcove
Yep.
of.
Little alcove of kissing.
Yeah.
It's a magical item.
I would like to leave.
I was like,
Yeah, running back down the hall towards where
yeah,
Nesgrim just ran.
yeah. You would round the corner, you would see, same thing, Thariel standing, Vor standing behind, feral lady clearly bound. And then you would weirdly see Nesgrim on all fours crawling on the ground. You wouldn't be able to see the item because his statue, his physique, would obscure it. So you just see him crawling on the ground weirdly.
Is it really that
It's-
weird for him to have tripped over nothing?
I mean, that also, there's a new lady here.
Who was just rolling like that?
Hey, what's up? I'm like you know, cool and hip.
I've also done it.
Oh my god, you could genuinely think it's him flirting.
Yeah, like legitimately.
Said ghoul and hip.
Yeah.
Here's, I guess, is there any conceivable way Ritora would recognize that Nesgrim has been enthralled by something? Like, I don't...
When was the last time you saw Nesgrim crawl on all fours after saying, "We got her"?
I mean, to me, in the dynamic scene, in dark vision, it would be round a corner. You would see them holding her. You would see Nesgrim. Again, because it's 6 seconds in a round, I would actually say you would see Nesgrim in the process of tripping because that was at the conclusion of his turn. You would see him like rushing and then falling prone and like sliding and starting to move forward on all fours. Like, it would look strange. You've never seen him like trip, but again, is it contextually sufficient to think that he's enthralled? You don't see anything.
Yeah.
Like, the only misconstruction in my mind would be that the woman tied up magically enthralled him. If you wanted to misconstrue it in a way for some kind of magical thing happening.
Is he crawling in their direction, or was the crown thrown?
The crown was not thrown, it was dropped literally like adjacent to her.
Yeah, it
so-
would be adjacent to her between me and Thariel.
Yes.
Like against the wall there.
And
So
that,
everything
like,
seems normal.
Everything seems normal. Like, again, it's a 10-foot wide
It's just
cave.
Nesgrim
Like,
simping, it's fine.
Nesgrim's just like...
So it's us
definitely
three
Nesgrim
here because
Simpson.
it's
I'm more
me,
enthralled than he
Sabrina,
has been
and then
every
the
other
other
time he's
person.
met a new woman.
And then the crown got thrown over here.
What's up?
Crown didn't get
Or
thrown.
not thrown, but
He
it dropped
pulled
to
it
the
and
side.
dropped it.
But it looks like he's crawling not at us, but like off to the side of us, or just like
Because she's running, like,
Sure.
it would look at an angle like he's just... Like, it's not like it got pushed, like, 5 feet away. It was, oh my god, I don't want to wear this, get off of
Oh, it's
me.
spicy in my brain.
Yeah, like, if anything, it would be... Because he was behind her, it would be, like, at the back of her hip to the side of Forrest.
Gotcha. Okay.
And, like, Nesgrim would be crawling right there.
Okay.
So, like, again, if there was a way to misconstrue the scene, I would think the reasoning for Ritora would think more, oh my god, this is a magical thing. Maybe, like, you... Again, it's been fucking forever, but, like, you literally saw Corin vampire charm one of the women in the orphanage. So, like, you know charms are a thing. But, like, it's... Like, Nesgrim just crawling.
It's just a little too normal for
It's right there. It's right on the edge.
It really is the cusp of, like...
You've seen
It's like,
Nesgrim
is
meet
this
a
a-
lot of women,
Yeah.
and he's
Like,
done
it's-
some weird things
been
when he's
weird.
meeting women.
Like huff candles.
It fucking
Buff
smells
table.
good, Paul. Alright?
Right?
it's like
I'm fun.
like he tried to clean a table with chainmail.
Yes! Like, again! It's not like...
I'll buff your table.
This is 100% not the weirdest thing he's ever done.
dude.
Very on par.
I think he's fine.
I think he's alright.
I'm pretty sure he's okay.
Are you
The
pitching
only
me a
thing is she's still
parakeet?
covered. She's still actively vomiting and has sinew.
She's no longer vomiting.
Is he crawling towards the vomit?
He's gonna
It's-
crawl through it. It's all over the floor.
He's just crawling in
Okay,
that
that-
direction.
You know what? I think that's enough.
That's better, yeah.
I'm going to try to stop Nesgrim
Sure.
from doing that.
Yeah, it's like,
Eat it,
ooh,
don't
blood and guts!
That's yucky.
Yeah.
I gotta impress the vampire.
No.
Do you have a spell that's like
Are you
spray
looking
bottle?
How are you going to try to stop Nesgrim?
Become a bear and lay on him.
I can't. I can't be a bear anymore.
Toss this in the garbage disposal later. Thank you.
You're
What is?
My D20 that rolled the nat one.
You just kick him in the head.
Why?
Nat 20.
Why,
I mean,
Lawrence?
That's what he would do.
He's
Just chaotic
actively
energy.
crawling towards
Yeah.
a lot of
The old dick
sinew and
Yeah.
disgusting. I'm just going to like. I'm just gonna try and grapple him. I'm just gonna try and
Yeah. Physically.
like physically. Like I know he's bigger and stronger than I am, but I
Thanks,
guess
Wisdom
I wouldn't
Charms.
think that he would fight me on not crawling into vomit, probably. But
With advantage.
that's the most justification as I can muster in this situation.
I would ask you to attempt to grapple him, DJ. I'm gonna ask you to resist.
He shoots out from prone
I'm gonna
position
say
back
to
to his
utilize
feet.
your athletics and not your acrobatics.
Understandable.
You have to use athletics.
I have to use athletics.
And I'm using
Athletics for you as well. I would rather you use your better ability modifier.
saving
Why am I
throw,
touching
right?
this one?
No,
That's
ability
not-
check. It's
Okay.
it's athletics. So no less.
Be athletic.
Be
We
athletic.
rolled the same thing.
That's bad.
Yeah, because you're much stronger.
It's a 15.
I rolled an 8. So I'm just at this point being pulled by Nesgrim, I guess.
Yep.
But they'd see it.
Yeah, you would
Thanks for
run
trying.
up, see Nesgrim weirdly crawling, and instinctively grab at his cloak.
What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What would I say?
I would tell you that you would hear Nesgrim gruffly, like in a low, gravelly voice, just say, "I need it." If you would say it.
I need it.
Ooh, he sounded confident there.
That's
That's not
Not
Nesgrim.
Nesgrim.
Kill him! Kill him! It's in him now!
I mean,
He actually has charisma. Kill him!
I think I need it.
Yeah, I would say so. You would still be able, if you have bonus action stuff, you'd be able to do bonus action things, but invoking a grapple check is your action.
Bonus action.
Kill him.
And
Bonus action power word. Kill him.
unfortunately, as a druid, you don't get extra attack from what I can recall, so you wouldn't be able to hit him with your.
No, I don't
Put
think
him
so.
down.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Um.
Any glorious bonus action stuff you would like to do?
How far is he? Are we? I guess from
You guys would literally be 5 feet or so behind Thariel.
That's real close.
Yes. It would look like he would have to move through Thariel's space to get to the thing. Because Thariel stepped to the side to avoid the vomit. He would have to crawl either through the vomit and then weirdly try to get through the space between the two people, or crawl around Thariel.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to face step next to Thariel, and
So putting yourself in front of Nesgrim?
yeah.
Okay, you would be in the vomit.
Ugh.
You're also near the thing.
Yeah, you'd be in the glorious blood pool.
But I'm gonna face Nesgrim and
Yeah.
put myself between.
To try to frighten him. Understood.
That's the goal.
A woman.
Oh my god! Does he get another save off that?
Please! Please!
I know. I need it.
I hope he fails now. Yeah, it's a wisdom save to resist the fear, or is it charisma for your face?
It's wisdom.
It's wisdom.
It's Ika man. It's
It's a woman!
it's actually blah.
Holy shit.
Oh god, she's
What was it you said the
independent.
last time?
I didn't say it this time.
Yeah, but what did you say the last time?
I believe in me.
Why didn't you say it this time?
Well, because the last time I said it, I rolled a nat 1.
You should have
DJ,
rolled that one again.
DJ,
what you
believe in
want.
the me that believes in you.
So what you're saying is you
He
He wants
want
to succeed.
You want
He
to
really
succeed.
wants this hat.
No. DJ would like to succeed very, very much.
Nesgrim would love the hat. What did you roll?
Wisdom save?
Yeah.
24.
Good job.
Yeah, so you appear in front and go, wow, a woman! And he
Oh,
goes,
wait, I see. I needed to roll low.
Yeah,
DJ!
yeah. God. Yeah, you did.
You believe
He's
in
in my
me.
general vicinity, right? And I'm still doing the winter storm funness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Knowing that that's
Shoots
bad,
him fucking
Yeah.
daggers.
I would then see him as an enemy trying to go towards that, right?
Perceivably.
His movement speed's half as soon as he hits 10 feet within my area.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you would hear him say, I need it, and I would say,
Angry
yeah,
eyes.
you could absolutely, like, angry eyes, like, Sarah, like, Ritora appears and goes, wow, a woman, and it's like, it's clear we're trying to stop Nesgrim, and it's like,
I do have to clarify. Ritora did not say that.
so Ritora appears,
She said, a woman. Everyone is keyed off that it's
Yeah.
like something wrong with Nesgrim being scare him.
Yes. So, yeah, I would say upon hearing him say, I need it, you would recognize him as, maybe not himself right now, and include him in that, debilitating, chilling effect from your magic.
Stop.
Very good.
Very cool.
Anything else for you, Sayer?
Stop.
I don't believe so. I think that was everything.
Oh, we got Corey.
What? Me?
Thank you, Don.
Counting the rounds.
Thank you.
Well, I don't hear screaming, so I will take this beautiful opportunity to use a pearl power to get back a spell slot as I make my way back downtown.
Hadn't you used the pearl power?
I don't know that I did.
When does it restore?
I believe
Is it at dawn?
I think that's correct.
I thought you
Is
had
that right?
used the pearl
When was
power.
the last time that we...
We haven't long
It
rested
is.
since...
It is next dawn.
Yeah. I thought you had used it to make a spell slot when we were taking the one short rest. But I might be misremembering.
We hadn't used many spells at that point.
I had.
Yeah, some of us had.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I
Yeah,
thought
it's-
you had used it in the course of, like, during the rescue from Nesgrim, but I might be misremembering.
I don't think I did, because I didn't go up with them.
Sure, whatever. Pearl power.
Either way, I'm not dashing back.
Yeah, okay.
So, I'm about there.
Okay.
And I see Nesgrim crawling. And I think, this tracks.
Yep.
Yep.
Very
Yeah.
good. We go to Thariel.
It's been 3 years of Nesgrim being awkward, culminating in a moment where he's crawling toward a cursed object and no one knows.
Yep. Just looks like you're crawling towards this new lady in town.
Is it safe to assume that the reason why he's going after it is because he can see it?
Interesting. I will tell you that contextually, neither you nor Ritora had to resist this. It was forced and Nesgrim.
I see him struggling to go towards it. I try and jump ahead of him and grab it.
Yeah.
With your offhand.
No, I will, if I have to drop whatever's going on.
I mean,
to-
you'd be able to, like, reach
Yeah.
down with your other hand while holding on to the blood tethers.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
grab onto it.
Absolutely. You pick up the hat.
Opposite.
Oh no, I'm just
Just like at the
No, I'm
egg,
just kidding.
I passed the save, but
Oh no, I'm just joking. Unless.
what is it?
Pick it up and hold it in your hand.
Nothing.
Well, I'm waiting to see if there's anything else you would do on your turn. I'm not exactly. I'm not going to make it the save right now.
I will tuck it underneath my cloak. So at least
Alright.
it's going to be some kind of challenge for him to get. I just watched my best friend essentially like turn into this. No, I'm not putting it on my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's the best place to hold a hat. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's gonna go in my pocket. Save that for later.
Nesgrim's right.
Pocket hat.
Hat pocket.
And then. Would cursed be a good thing that I would describe this as?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Would you allow me to cast remove curse? Or
I
is,
will allow you to cast remove
I
curse.
would like to remove the curse, please.
Very good. Can you please read for me the spell remove curse?
At your touch, all curses affecting one creature or object end. If the object is a cursed magic item, its curse remains, but the spell breaks its owner's attunement to the object so it can be removed or discarded.
Very good. Yeah. I will tell you that you cast Remove Curse. Could you roll your burnout die as well, please?
Sure. What is it, D8?
Yes.
Unless you've burned out before.
I
I don't think she has. It's just me.
As your dawn
Multiple
chilling
times.
before.
At a D8 minus 2.
Oof. Fancy.
Did you roll your burnout die? Sorry,
I did.
didn't know
Yeah,
you-
it was 5.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. I will tell you that you know there is something corrupted
Yeah.
present within this thing. And, like, keeping it wrapped in the fabric, or would you take it out of the fabric?
No, I probably wouldn't take it out. I would probably keep it wrapped
Keep it
because I
wrapped
don't
in the
want to.
fabric. Yeah, absolutely. You keep it wrapped in the fabric, and yeah, I will tell you that the magical energy that exudes within you, attempting to pacify whatever horrible corrupted nature is in here, would break the attunement to Sabrina. You pocket it. I'll tell you, it's very difficult to describe that in a way in which narratively your character would know. You would feel like there is some sense of success in what you've done in terms of breaking the hold that this item has over your friend.
Does her body language change in any way?
Sabrina, absolutely.
Like she drops a little bit as it.
Slightly drops, but like stops crying and stops foaming at the mouth.
Good.
Yes.
Does
It's great.
Does Nesgrim stop crawling towards it?
No. No.
He wants a
Okay.
new.
Still wants it. Wants it real bad.
Okay.
Bad, bad, bad.
Okay.
You do need it.
Look, I'm along for the ride at this point.
You do need it.
I need it.
I need it! Exactly.
Damn. So with channeling divinity, I
Mm-hmm.
can only like channel it once, so I wouldn't be able to like take the lasso off and like lasso.
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Oh shit! That'd be awesome.
First, I'm in a kissing alcove. Now I'm being bound with a blood rope.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good day.
Should be saying things.
Also, two of your friends got murdered.
No, we can't do that. We can't do that. Keep a hold of your friend. The other friend. And I eyeball Nesgrim crawling like a fucking savage. Let her go.
On my turn, I guess.
Yes. You would say to him, let her go. Stop him.
Yeah.
Very good. Anything else on your turn?
I try and keep my distance. I back away from them, try and keep my distance from them as much as possible.
Coming this way towards me.
Yeah.
Cool. How far would you move?
As far as I can.
Yeah, you'd be able to go like roughly 30 feet, still
Probably.
with keeping the restraint.
Right.
Yeah. Very good. You move that way. At the end of your turn, could you please make for me a wisdom saving throw?
You have +4.
Nope.
You do have a bless.
She
From
moved
me?
away.
She moved
Oh, wait,
away
no,
from
you
you.
used the bless already.
She
Oh.
moved away from you.
Great.
I would also say you would not consider her a friend right now.
Fair. Oh, very fair.
Yeah.
Bless stays on, right? It's.
Okay.
That's good.
Was
What
she
is-
one of the ones that you had blessed?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
so she would have the bless. So
It's a
she would get
14 on
D-
the die.
And a plus.
Oh!
D4.
All right. Well, you're a wisdom caster, so yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's like 21.
24. Yeah, without the blast.
Right.
Yeah. I will tell you that you, as you're moving away, for you it would feel like a whisper, almost from the physical location of it. But I'll tell you that you weirdly hear it like it's wrapping around your waist, where you're tucking it into your cloak. It would feel like it envelops your waist, as it almost constricts against you, like tightening like a belt. And you feel this horrible pressure and this urge to take your birthright. You deserve this. This is yours. But you know that this is horrible and you've seen what it's done to your friend. You fight against it. For now. Next we go to Paul.
It's it.
He's out of the tunnel already.
They're trying to kiss me!
He's already escaped from the
Yeah,
cavern.
he's out. He's on the other side.
He's back with the kids.
He's at Hunter's Folly already.
He's running by the children.
Run! Corin's dead!
Oh god!
We catch up to him. He's just sitting by the fire smoking a pipe. And anyway, that's when they all decided to kiss me.
It's really weird.
It's a great story, children.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess I don't hear any, like, nobody's being, like, severed in half. I don't
Nope.
hear that noise anymore.
Nope.
Nobody's being mauled to death.
Nope.
He says, like,
I
regular
need it.
Nesgrim. No, I don't hear that, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I hear it. But we got her.
Yeah, you would have heard, like, echoing
Yeah.
back as you're, roughly 50, 60 feet ahead of them. You would have heard him say, like, we got her. And then you would hear other people starting to move backwards into that hallway.
Nobody's being torn to pieces.
Nobody's being torn to pieces from what you can hear.
As far as you're aware.
Should have silenced it now.
That does cross my mind. What if they're all being torn to pieces in silence?
Exactly. Silence was cast earlier.
Damn it.
Twice.
No, I mean, I guess I'll just kind of turn the ship around and
Run up the wall.
I think I'll I'm not gonna dash. I'll go 35 back though.
Okay.
Just saunter back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna done.
I would not have made the assumption that Felix heard that, and I would be running down the tunnel with my helmet, Felix,
Sure.
trying to detect his thoughts so that way I could stop him.
Yeah, I mean, what's the distance on it?
It's 30 feet. I would be dashing to try to
Yeah,
just to get in range.
You
to
as
send
you
him a
dash
message.
and start running towards
Yeah.
him, and he starts coming back, you'd get within 30.
Okay.
Like you'd see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd see him in
Okay,
like
yeah.
dark vision. Like, hello.
Hello.
Seems like things are all right.
Just pause for a second to listen. I'll nod and continue to follow.
Yeah.
Very
And I
good.
would about face and keep going back towards the group.
We're good, Glenn. Nesgrim on the ground.
Yep.
Ariel's moved that way. She still has blood chains around Sabrina.
I know from experience that Ritora is not a weak person, right?
Physically or mentally?
Not like a ridiculously weak person. Like she's
Strength-wise?
obviously just
again,
assisting.
I would not say that like she's a feeble person physically.
Yeah.
But
It's not like handing the rope to Felix.
Very
Like-
average.
yeah,
Whoa.
like in
Whoa.
terms of comparative elements, you would know that like regular Ritora, not in a wild shape form, would have had average, normal humanoid strength. Obviously, in a wild shape, it's very contingent on the animal.
Yeah.
But,
That's
I'm
why
gonna
I'm there.
walk
Yes.
around the lady as Chell went and moved. I'll move opposite her so that we just sort of spin her
Yeah.
around
Mhm.
and hand the leash to Ritora.
Mhm. Take it.
Just hold this.
Mm-hmm.
He's been rude to me his whole life. And I'm gonna grab Nesgrim and full Nelson him.
Absolutely. Grapple for you and grapple for you, DJ. Both of you for athletics again. Yeah. Glenn, because has
I believe
to,
in you, DJ.
because
That's what you want.
No, it's what you want. Hey, believe in the me that believes in you.
18.
25,
Yes! Thank you.
So you feel the heaviness, the weight of Vorst putting his body weight behind you, and you said you full Nelson him. Yeah, so like you're on all fours crawling, and his arms just quietly slip underneath the exposure of your armpit. And you're all of a sudden just like mounted.
The full Nesgrim.
Yeah, you get full Nesgrim.
And I'll even use my bonus action if need be to spin him so he's looking back down the hallway towards where they were running
Yeah, no,
originally.
absolutely.
So that he's just broken
Yep.
line of sight and everything.
Yeah, you nicely Greco-Roman wrestle him and turn him around, and
First the kiss and alcove.
Yeah, right. First the alcove, now the
It's a
Greco-Roman
good day.
wrestling, right?
I'll hit him with a
Yep. Anything else for you on your turn?
I'll just say out loud, keep your distance from it.
Sure. Cool. We don't ask her.
What do I do?
Start of your turn, you repeat the wisdom save.
Do it.
Yeah, use a different die.
Use this.
Actually, you know what? Use the
Do you have
same
anything
die
you want to
because
say before you make this roll?
I do not believe in me.
Oh, okay.
What?
Motherfucker!
I told you to believe in me that believes in you.
Wisdom save, right?
Correct.
14.
14. Yeah. I will tell
Reward me
you
for my
that
hubris?
having
Now would be the time to say.
been, one, broken of line of sight of it, and two, you're not remotely as proximate to it as you were before. It is now 30, 35 feet away from you or so.
In the direction that I'm looking, right? Or
No,
no,
the
sorry,
other
I
way.
went the other way.
He
Okay.
turns you around so you're facing where the other friends are coming. She's this way now.
Gotcha.
So like,
And I'm
yeah,
between you.
broke line of sight, broke line of sight, no longer is proximate to it. I will tell you that you snap out of it. And that would conclude our initiative.
The moment he's like starting to come to it.
Conclude our initiative loosely as long as Chell stays far away.
Yeah.
For now.
She doesn't know that.
Yeah. Oh well.
She'll adapt.
Yeah, so I would say, for the sake of expediency, roughly like 6 to 12 additional seconds would go by. Felix and Ether would round the corner, Yalimlo would catch up. Sabrina would now no longer remotely against Ritora's rope be struggling or fighting. You would feel Nesgrim go like limp, stop fighting you, and be obviously able to communicate. So on your turn for, again, setting the tone of the party, if you wanted to begin with your wonderful conversation with Forrest as you come to.
Very good.
As he comes.
Yeah.
It becomes also.
As I'm breaking out of that charm,
Yes.
is there anything I would say as that effect was like that I would be like involuntarily
Forced
setting?
to?
You know what I mean? Like before it's completely
No, that's
broken.
a very interesting thing.
There's no like.
Well, similar to like the Fallen King will reclaim his throne,
no,
like
no,
that
no,
happened at
absolutely.
the end of.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He just goes.
He leans back.
Nice.
Mirror setback.
Do not pull me from the path of righteousness.
In that same deep
Oh,
growth.
yeah.
Do not pull me from that path of righteousness.
Thank you.
What happened?
Just shove you down the hallway.
Why? Let go of me.
Yeah, just fucking shove
He
with the
pushes
let
you,
go.
you like fall forward like a foot or so on the ground.
Do I catch myself or do I faceplant?
No, I wouldn't say you would faceplant. Like,
mean,
you were
stumble.
full Nelson, so like, arguably positioned ever so slightly, he would push you. You'd like brace with your arms on the ground, but you fall, you know, roughly like a foot or so in front of him. But brace yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a shiny thing and now I'm here.
You didn't see a shiny thing.
Okay.
It's covered in the.
It was covered in the headdress.
Fair.
So it was like you're running this way, you just feel something like pull at your soul.
So I didn't necessarily see what it was.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Why were you holding me like that?
It was a crown. I'll spin around and take the reins back from Ritora. All of you stay back and give her space.
Chell, because she is lassoed by you, it's at the start of her turn that she would have been taking the damage. It was at least 2. I would say this would be the 3rd. If we get to her, if you don't want to keep her lassoed anymore, you'd be able to conclude it at this moment. But we would still need to roll the 2 instances of 3d8 necrotic damage to her.
Okay. I would, seeing that he's got her like kind of tied up, and knowing the effects that me being your people now has,
Yeah.
I would absolutely let it go.
Cool. Would you like to roll the 2 instances of 3d8 damage against her?
Sure.
Very good.
68.
3d8, so 68 total over the course of the 2
yeah,
turns.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
So first one, 8, 15.
That's what I'm talking about. Plus.
No, it's 3d8.
Now we're doing science.
11, 16.
31.
Head on.
And you said you would conclude it?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys round the corner. Yalimla would be approaching. You guys would be entering a few seconds behind. But again, whatever you guys were doing in this moment, entirely up to you for your control.
I roll up with my knoll up. He stops whimpering.
No, he's still crying.
What happened?
You all stay back.
Vorst and Nesgrim were vomit wrestling.
Oh,
It's a Sport, I'll show you something.
I'm not sure, really, actually.
Yes. I heard you say something about a crown that echoed down the hall.
I ripped it from her head.
I would say Sabrina would effectively curl into once the Retora, would you still be holding her taut?
Vorse took it.
Oh, would you be holding her taut?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Not like super tight. Like if she's struggling against it, like
No, I was going to say
absolutely,
she would have gone limp and curled up into a fetal position
Yeah.
and been sobbing hysterically on the ground.
I wouldn't be adding insult to injury. I'm just gonna keep her tied up and keep the rein just in case if she tries to take off.
You said that I felt the tether disconnect between her and
Yes.
the crown.
Yes.
I would just yell to you guys. Leave her. And take a few steps back.
I need to go where you are.
No.
Corin.
No, like we need to trade places where we're standing.
Oh. Can someone swap us? I'm gonna knock something over.
You
you guys
need
from?
to pass each
So-
other.
Yeah.
No, just drop the leash. She's not going anywhere. We have her cornered. She's not going anywhere. Just let her go.
I'll drop it and put my arms out and take a couple steps back, pushing anybody who's in my way back.
You know who this is?
As Vorse is backing up, I start to like keep the same distance, but like getting closer to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is absolutely just hysterically crying on the floor, saying the word, please, over and over.
I kneel down in front of her
Mm-hmm.
and grab her face in both my hands, and not in a gingerly like, oh, but like a, what did you do?
Yeah. You move towards her. You kneel down adjacent to her again. She is in a fetal position on her left side. As you get into her proximity, you would see that she is staring at the vomit pile and the viscera within it. And as you get closer to her, you would hear, whenever she says the word please, at the end of it, very quietly, she would also whisper the word no. So you all would hear, please, no. Please, no. Please, no. And you would kneel down adjacent to her and take her face in your hands. Would you pull her up, or would you
No,
angle
I'd
down
pull her up
adjacent?
and
Yeah,
yank
you yank her up, and she limply, like, weight of her head in your hands. You say, what did you do? And she would not remotely be capable of making eye contact with you. She would eyes dart around the room as swiftly as she can to avoid your gaze. Continue to repeat the words, please no. Please no.
Through gritted teeth, just look at me.
I would say that her eyes, as it darts from wall to wall, would obviously cross over your face at a midpoint. And as her eyes rapidly move, they would halt as they connect with yours. And you would see her face shake ever so slightly, and you would feel the weight of her head in your hands. How did you get here? How did you get here? How are you here?
Sabrina, what happened?
How did you get here?
Look at me, what happened?
I don't know. How did you get here?
Where are you?
Halls. He's here. Halls. Please, no. Not again.
I just like... You're not there anymore, Sabrina. You're out of the inner sanctum.
He's everywhere.
Sabrina, what happened?
Everywhere I go, he is. Yeah, I mean, again, y'all are standing here.
Who is he?
I would say you would say, who is he? And she reiterates again, he's everywhere. Everywhere that I go.
I get a little closer to her, just the exalted.
I could not say no anymore. I tried.
Where did they find you?
He found us.
Us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
She found us.
She?
Yes.
Fuck. Alright.
Y'all motherfuckers use names?
No.
No!
No.
Like, they're incredibly familiar. And they know exactly who they're talking about.
To be fair, I would be talking about the characters.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But for Chell, for you and I, you were together when she was taken.
Oh, that's right. That's
you
right.
were both taken simultaneously to different locations.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. She would just continue mumbling like, she found us. She took me to him. They said they'd bleed you dry. If I didn't.
King.
Him.
Sabrina, you need to give me more. Who? Who was it?
Him.
God damn it. Words, woman, words! And I already asked her the exalted and she didn't say anything.
You said the exalted and she said, he is everywhere.
Oh, okay,
He
okay.
is with me no matter
Okay.
where I go.
Okay.
Do you want to bring the rest of us up to speed here?
Ritor has run over to where Corin is.
Oh, yay!
I would 100% make that move with her to get up to
Like,
where Corin
before
is.
this conversation even...
Yeah,
Yeah.
you like again. She
Like,
would kneel
scooch
down.
past,
You guys would have
stay
run
as-
by.
Yeah, stay as far away from them as possible in this short
Yep.
hallway. But
Yeah, roughly about 60, 70 feet ahead, you would see Corin on the ground. You would see, as you approach, his head roughly in the direction of the corner of the cavern.
take the bag that I have in my inventory out. As I'm walking up to his head, and I would try to get in front of Ritora and cover his face before she gets there with it.
Yeah, you would see his decapitated head in the corner of the cavern on the floor. And as you move over sufficiently to obscure it, you would see over to the side, Corin, splayed, split, so cleaved from midpoint of neck, ripped asunder. So you would see everything for in here splayed out on the ground. And you would also see that he had been ripped here, cracking the breastplate, and here, like a T in his chest. So, not eviscerated like the man had been before, that she cleaved towards his heart, and I'll tell you that as you are in the area of it, you would see that his heart had been squelched.
I'm gonna go ahead and put his head in the bag,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll walk up and put my hand on Ritora's shoulder.
You would see, his arm loosely out to the side. You would see that his hand has, like, stains of blood against his fingers and against his palm. You would see his long greatsword.
Like, he fought for it. He fought.
Yes, yeah. You would see his long greatsword would still be sheathed. But his armor torn asunder, cracked concave in on his chest.
I'm gonna turn Ritora around.
You don't need to see this. Not like this.
We have to bring him back.
Of course.
Ether,
Ether would be since I was further back,
Yeah.
would be moving in the direction of the rest of them down the tunnel. Just
When you
delayed.
say the rest of them, do you mean the
Sorry,
two of
the
them?
two of them, yes, towards Corin.
Correct,
Since I
'cause
was delayed.
There's two distinct.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So you would move beyond them in the midst of this conversation.
Just hold the bag up, hearing the footsteps behind me, because I can already assume who it is.
Yeah.
Ether.
Need this?
Yeah, I would take the bag.
Gonna begin taking his. He has a big cloak that he wears, right?
Big white cloak.
Yeah, I'm gonna begin taking what's left of that and wrapping the rest of his body to kind of obscure the horrifying visage of his currently mangled corpse.
Yeah. Well, that feels fair.
Ritora, he was not like us. I do not think he can be revived.
He just got them back.
Means he was able to find happiness one more time.
We will still try. I'm not going to give up hope. I will do everything in my power to bring him back, and if we cannot, then I will honor him the only way that I know how. He was a good man and a dear friend.
Is that our choice to make?
We can't let them see him like this. I think we have to make that choice.
But he is Carolyn's. As heartbroken as she'll be when she finds out, it's still her choice to make. She's the one that brought him back the first time. It seems only right to let her choose.
How far away are they? What?
I
How?
begin picking him up.
How long was I gone?
Not long. But we ran quite a ways to catch you.
Yeah. You hoist Corin's body over your shoulder.
Gather any of his belongings that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, his large greatsword was still sheathed at his side.
He didn't have a shield, I believe, right?
Nope. So, I mean, he had very little that he carried with him. I would say that because he did not wear the locket on his neck, it would still be tightly wrapped and wound around his right hand.
And the drift club's like right around the corner too. That's
Yeah, it would still
lit?
still be lit. So I mean, that is absolutely an item that could also be retrieved. Not like she destroyed it on the way.
Ritora, grab the globe. We want to leave as least bit of a trace as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I would walk up to Vorst holding Corin's body.
Mm-hmm.
Put him down for a moment while she is occupied.
Prop him down on my lap like a dummy.
Yeah.
I would peel back the cloak covering his chest,
Mm-hmm.
and I would pull herbs out of my bag, and I would, with herbs and ash, my little mixture that I have in my bottle, I would draw the symbol for the School of Abjuration and the runic words for Sanctuary on Corin's heart. The whatever remains there is there. Just starting above where the hole is and just protecting that area.
So when I say it was squelched,
Yeah.
I sincerely mean she reached in, and it is obviously muscular tissue,
Yeah.
would have squeezed almost to like jelly and shredded.
Sure.
Like squishing a grape.
Correct.
Sure. Then the area directly below
Sure.
his heart,
Yeah, I
or
mean,
directly above,
sure.
I would draw that, and not with any sense of really having an effect, but I would cast Sanctuary on his body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. All your burnout.
One. I burn out.
God damn it. Can't go any lower.
Yeah.
If something silly happens from the burnout,
You lose all your hair.
Again?
18.
Ooh.
That's not a good one.
It's not one of the
I
fun
lose.
numbers.
Oh, I already lost all my hope dice, so it doesn't matter. I don't have any anyway. I lose more.
Ow!
You go in the negative. You're
Yeah.
dead.
Ooh. Yeah, I would draw that symbol in my mixture of herbs and ash, and cast Sanctuary on Corin's body, and I would close his eyes, but I can't because
The head's in
the
the
head's
bag.
not there.
I
So
mean,
I would close his eyes.
Did you give him the bag with his head?
He did.
Yeah,
I would
as
close his
soon as
eyes in
I
the
started
bag.
hearing
Yeah.
footprints
But,
walking
but,
up
I, but I
behind.
envision
You'd
like,
open the
doing
bag
it and
and-
closing his eyes with the other hand, but I physically can't because it's not there. But I would
Yes.
I would close his eyes
In the bag. Yeah.
after doing that.
Donnie Baghead.
Donnie head feet.
Retora, you return with the drift globe in hand.
I would
As she
cover
walks
it.
back, I'll close it. Back over my shoulder.
Is there anything else the three of you would be doing in this area before you migrate your way back and I transition to the other conversation once more?
how big is the globe? Little?
Yeah, it's roughly like yay big.
Hold it.
Yeah, it's still illuminating very brightly.
I'll just, with my offhand, pat Retora on the shoulder again. Let's go to her.
I'll cover it as we approach the.
Yeah, so it's
Vampire
not
ladies.
incredibly bright. Okay. Nothing else for the three of you? Yes, no, anything? Response?
Sorry, I was
No
thinking.
response.
Yeah, like,
I'm very sad.
at least tell me if you're
Yeah,
thinking.
no, sorry.
Don't just, like,
I didn't think
sit
it was
here.
going to take that long.
Yeah.
No. I would just say, I'm sorry to Corin.
Okay.
Just as I would have done that when I closed the eyes.
Yeah.
Just, I am sorry.
Mm-hmm. Understood. Flipping back.
Last thing I said was, do you want to bring the rest of us up to speed?
I'm still holding her face just angrily in my hands as
Yeah.
I like begin to tell the story.
He's everywhere. I go.
Many moons ago, there was a young
No, no, no. I hear it enough when I'm cooking in my head.
I too was an old man. Whoa, man.
Oh, a woman.
And she says, in his voice, because he is in fact everywhere.
There once was a young woman who was foolish and thought that she knew the people around her. She trusted the wrong ones, and her ignorance led her to her demise. And when all had crashed around her, a beacon of light, a friend in the darkness, came to her.
The moment around the corner with the beacon of light. What'd we miss?
Who was that?
I was lured by someone I thought I could trust to a life that I did not know what I was signing up for.
Okay.
Until Sabrina...
Okay.
Oh.
It's great. I'm so glad I get to play with Grimdar again.
Oh, you think you're special?
I trusted a person who wanted nothing more than to use me.
Who was that?
I'm getting there. Jesus Christ! Can I cast silence on him? My fucking god!
I just snap. I'm like, it's like my light dims.
We're a big, spooky, scary place.
There was a woman I trusted who turned my trust around and destroyed me, essentially. And this woman's the one that saved me. She got me out of it. She saved my life countless times. She's the only reason I am here today. Is that enough for you?
And
here she is, destroying the most important people to me. And I throw her back on the ground. I go, I hope you're happy you live to your namesake.
Yeah. I would say she would fall flat on her back.
Yeah, and as I walk away, I trusted you.
Yeah. Oh, she would absolutely just stare up at the cavern, at the ceiling, and not move. Not say a word. Lay there silently. Ariel would walk north in the cavern.
We can't leave her here.
I don't see why not.
We didn't leave you where we found you.
Maybe you should have.
Perhaps. It's too late for that, yes?
She fought to save lives. She fought for everything against the Inner Sanctum. We were going to start a rebellion.
She does not appear to be the monster she was when she rounded that corner.
I don't think I can look at her. Because if she can do that to Corrin, who's to say I couldn't?
We'd be walking up about her walking away.
As you pass me, I'm just like, okay.
I'd say roughly around this time you guys would start to be around the corner. Like,
You're speaking at normal volume, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you
You
guys
wouldn't
would
be able to hear.
Yeah.
You'd be able to hear parts of it, like, again, as she raises her voice, obviously in anger and, like, disdain and distrust. Like, you would hear more of those words, and then you would see her storming away.
Isn't that against what you stand for?
Yeah, you would have to call it out, but yeah, no, you can call that out to her.
What's up?
Do
You
have
say
any-
all the time, look for the good.
Do you have any idea what exactly happened?
Me and Sabrina, when we escaped, we fled. We, believe it or not, we're in the same cavern. And freedom only lasted so long before we were captured again. I was fortunate to have a group of travelers find me and free me. Do not know what happened to Sabrina.
Well, if we leave her here, it is likely they would find her again. And if that were the case, and that is what they were able to do with her, it is likely they would do so again.
Fuck.
Perhaps it is her turn to be found by a group of travelers.
Corrin died with his sword sheathed.
Did he know her?
He knew her well.
That was a decision that he made.
He tried.
He's a strong man. He could have fought, and he chose not to.
Nothing think you very well could have thought the same thing you were thinking. Just didn't have the means to pull it off.
Be ashamed to let his sacrifice go to waste.
You know, I had my brother. And he became a monster. You found a monster. And it became your sister. Think about that next time you start yelling and wanting to leave people behind. You still have her. She needs your help. I'm gonna keep walking right past you.
I just kind of look to her and just like look to the party and just like indicating like, okay, fine, we can bring her. I don't have the strength to carry her, and I'm keeping my distance from everybody else.
I'll help her up.
I would tell you that as you move into her direction, she would remain blankly staring at the cavern ceiling silently. It would be, you would have to take on her full weight. She gives no assistance whatsoever, effectively a limp rag.
Dead weight, yeah.
Yeah.
I would help Ritora.
She's about my size.
No, she's like 5'5". You said Ritora's like 5.
She's probably about my height.
Okay, then yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would tell you as well, like I had insinuated before, the flaming wreath of hair has faded, and she now has a still blood-stained mat of blonde-looking hair. But she provides no assistance whatsoever. Her, not even like stepping in unison. If you were to begin walking, her feet would completely drag. Like you would effectively be dragging her.
I'll have Ether, I guess, help me hoist her onto my shoulders and essentially piggyback.
Yeah.
I can carry her if you'd like.
Or you're not carrying anything else?
Mm-mm.
If you could help. We can't leave her like this.
I'll take her.
Is she still restrained? She was tied up, right?
By
force.
Mm-hmm. I did not untie her.
Neither did I just grabbed her face.
I also would not untie her.
So you had bound hands behind. So piggybacking her is going to be very awkward because her hands can't go over shoulders.
Yeah, he would have to like throw her over his
So
shoulder.
if you want a fireman carry her, you could do that.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Where are we going?
I guess I'm leading the way because
As they do that, I would like to say in my mind to the voice, looking at Sabrina, see anything concerning?
Tell you that you would hear a low, almost humming, like a vibration, and silence.
As they walk past, I'll reach out to Ritora. I can hold that for the drift globe, assuming it's still putting out light. Great. I'm gonna extinguish my torch. Save the half hour I have left.
You guys gotta tell me what we're doing.
I think we'd be following the chalk lines back to the cavern where we lost Ritora,
yeah, I would just be wanting to get back to literally anywhere we can just relax.
Well,
It's going to be hard down here.
yeah.
I would probably, as we met up with the group, the group of people and kids, I would probably gesture to Sabrina. But we can get that when we get there.
Yeah.
You guys don't know where the fucking people are.
Sorry, I would follow the line back to.
They're not there though.
They
Like
kept
again,
going, said they were
they
keep
did.
going.
They indicated we're not stopping. Good luck. Find us eventually. Like
Oh, great.
Yeah, you guys are going to the cavern, at which point you lost Rotora, and they continued to go through the northeastern passage. So, like, you guys, for your last definitive landmark, is the cavern where Rotora almost died.
Oops.
So, if we wanted to chalk back to that, that's where
Yeah.
we would go to. That's why I do not know what we want to do beyond that.
Would they not have been marking as I was?
Oh.
Let me see.
Oh, I just assumed that they would have.
Before everybody gets too far away,
Yeah.
That's an assumption.
Sure.
before everybody gets too far away,
Yeah.
I'd like to mention that the very rich man that got paid very well to be down here is dead in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them.
He turned to stone.
Well, ash.
Ash.
He's a pile of
That
ash.
one did. The other one got ripped asunder.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know what happened to his buddy.
His buddy ran off in the other direction like a coward.
Not that we would know.
I don't think he's coming back.
To be fair, you also ran off the other direction.
Oh, yeah, I never said I was not a coward.
Yeah, also, his friend being ripped in half only occurred with a few people still in that room capable of witnessing that. A lot of people had already run back
Around the corner.
Yeah.
Felix indicates people fucking died back there. That is what is currently on the table as you guys are starting to shuffle through.
Well-paid people.
We didn't see him when we went back to get Corin's body, right? The one that lived.
I mean, Corin died in a tunnel here. That man got ripped apart in the big
Yeah, it
cavern
was-
up here,
they were-
like
yeah, he was
120
just
Okay,
out
it was,
of
it was
sight.
far away, and the
He
other
was
guy
very far
ran in
away.
the other direction.
The other guy ran that way. So,
Yeah.
like, you guys would have been here. He would have ran that way.
If anything, probably you of anybody would still be able to see the ash on the floor when you went to retrieve the globe, but that would probably be about it from where she was standing.
Yeah.
So, Drift Globe is what in terms of light? 30 bright, 30 dim, I believe? Or is it six? Yeah.
I don't remember. I took it off my sheet because I tossed it. I
Okay.
wasn't planning to go back for it.
Yeah, so like with your dark vision, even if it's 30-30, he's like 120 to 150 feet away. Like your 60 dark vision
Doesn't
gets you to like roughly around that area, but it would just look like darkness in the enormous looming cavern back that way.
I mean, honestly, she's distraught. She wasn't.
Exactly. Like I wouldn't think that would be what Rotora would be paying attention to.
No.
when
I
she's
just
going
didn't know if
to
he was like,
collect
oh, he's just
the-
looting.
No, there's
right
not
there
like
out
a
of the-
man there just like
I'm just saying there's a dude we can loot.
yeah, no,
bring it up.
absolutely. Like
Yeah, 100% walking out the other way. If you pointed that out, I'd be like, if you would like to go back, you can. I have to take him back.
We need to stay as a group. We cannot separate again. I think Felix is right. There may be things on that man's body that may tell us things or help us to figure out what had happened.
Seem to have nice weapons.
We
I'll
should go
just
together and then
Gesture at Yalumlo, shredded.
we should check the body and then continue back the way we came.
Let's make it quick.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go with him.
So, is everybody going back, or are just a few people going back?
If everybody goes back, I'll tag along. I'm just also still keeping my distance, so that way I'm not near
Okay,
anybody.
so going back if everybody goes back.
I'll probably walk back to about the corner so I can keep an eye on them from the edge of the cavern.
Enough to stay as a group.
Sure.
And I'll keep my knoll here.
Sure.
Is he still wounded or is he angry now?
It
now he's
takes
angry.
you guys roughly a minute or so to walk back
bouncer.
at the reasonable pace, so 30 to 45 seconds. You would go back. You would see comparable to what had been done to Corin, however slightly different. This man had been eviscerated like at the waist. You would also see that like his chest plate was cracked in at the point of the sternum, and once again, as you're here inspecting the body, you would see plate mail cracked inwards, heart crushed. This man is not decapitated though.
Sure.
Ooh. Well, loot away?
Yeah, you can make an investigation check for sure.
Shit.
He's a slippery one.
Well, I'm pretty sure I have disadvantage.
Yeah, from being tired.
Yeah. Oh shit. $14.
It's a good one. It's Bloodhound Tavern.
Well, I mean, if everybody's gonna do it.
Sniff the candle, you mean?
What else are we gonna do?
It's a different sort of stream now.
Cool.
It's actually it's QVC.
Yeah, while you are investigating them, I will tell you that you find a small coin purse, 15 gold inside of it, and I will tell you that they absolutely have. There's a great sword here cast to the side. He would have a traditional scabbard from his hip. As I had indicated before, he had the plate mail, which is effectively savagely, not ruined fully, but like it would have incredible damage conditions to where it would end up being worse for what those people have.
Right.
There's like some metal of it that could be salvaged and scrapped, but also on the inside of it, as you're investigating through the man's belongings and things like that, you would see scattered throughout on the inside of the plate mail itself would be etchings, like runic symbols. You would definitely notice these are the school of abjuration, and you would see the same hourglass-like symbol for what was visualized on Arthur's manipulus glove. That would be at the center of the chest plate.
I would assume that that's Dunamancy, the symbol for Dunamancy.
Mm-hmm. And then on the area underneath the left side of the breastplate over the heart, you would see a circle with a pentagram inside of it. And in the center, you would see, once again, a small hourglass at the center of the star in the middle of the pentagram.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Again, etched into it as though it's cut deeply into it.
Okay.
The armor itself.
So
Armor is,
hourglass and star?
so, circle,
Circle?
star
pentagram.
inside of the circle,
'Cause
and then
okay.
in the center of the star,
Gotcha.
at the opening of that like hexagonal shape, would be a small hourglass. That looks like, again, it is etched into it like a runic sigil. And while you're right here, I mean, overwhelming sense for... Vorst, you said you would have stayed back at the tunnel to look in?
Yeah, I'd be like with keeping them in line of sight, but like leaning
Yeah.
against the wall to like help bolster my weight and Corin's body.
Gotcha. You're investigating a fucking corpse. I'll tell you that amidst the smell of blood and other things, like, guy probably shit himself because he got ripped in half by a feral vampire.
I can smell that.
Yeah, you can tell that. I will tell you that you get a slight hinting odor of, like, sulfur. That awful stench of sulfur.
Yucky.
Yeah. So, rotten eggs, effectively.
And then Dustman.
Dustman is dust.
Okay.
His things and all that is around him, what he had been wearing, was effectively scorched and turned to dust.
Did it get scattered when she ran through?
Yeah, I mean, it would look like, spread out more now, where you would
Like
see
leaves?
like kind of the silhouette, out from him. It would look like it is splayed to the side as though something had run through it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's weird ash, right? It's not like regular ash. Or is it like regular ash?
Snort it, find
I
out.
would actually say it is like regular ash.
Snort it.
Give it a taste.
Find
Maybe it's
out.
salt.
It would have the same kind of like, pallid gray, but splotchiness of darker black for where it's like soot-like.
Yeah, I'll take a little bit of the ash.
Sure,
It's going in the fun pouch.
sure, absolutely. You take some of this man's ashes.
Yep.
While Felix is looting a corpse and gathering some corpse dust
Yeah.
into Aether's mind, I would say, don't suppose you could get anything out of his head while we still have access to it.
I could speak with his spirit, but I worry about their connection to whatever that other man was in the inner sanctum. If there is some sort of possession, I would not wish to transfer that onto myself. It would do us no use to watch how he died.
Obviously.
Yes. I don't think it would be safe to do so here. We could take his skull, but it is not separated from his body, so I would have to...
Take it.
Yes.
Is it worth it?
Let me work.
Possibly.
Discussing what you would like. Just gonna put his thing down for the reverse it.
Is it worth it?
It could
Even
be,
if
yes.
it means
You're holding court,
making the
right?
decision about where it goes.
It could be. Nesgrim, you have a sword, yes?
Go get the loot, the man.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Could you
First
do
of
me
all,
a
don't make
favor?
that threat to me.
What's
Not
that?
yet.
Beheaded
Uh,
man.
Could you cleave that man's
Second
head
of all,
from
if
his
he'd been
body,
stolen,
please?
Sure, hang on.
Pass
I'll move her
me.
from.
You
Well, I
can
would just
pass her
move her
to
from
me.
this side to my left shoulder.
Yep.
You can
He's
pass
not
her to
done
me.
yet.
Or that. There you go.
Yeah.
Here you go. Carry the vampire lady. And then he's gone, so I'll just roll it now, and then we'll see if it hits when he gets back. You gotta be fucking joking.
You miss.
Again?
What are you hitting?
I believe his
Again?
armor class is
I don't think
17.
you're... I mean, you're hitting... He's not moving. You know, I don't think
This
he
is
has
for
an
the
AC.
Echo Knight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
walls
it's armor
don't
class
move
17.
either, and they have AC.
True.
This is why you pass her over.
Jesus
Hey,
Christ, you ready
well,
if
we'll
you
see.
didn't?
Did anybody take the greatsword? There's a greatsword.
It's on his. It's on. Or the.
No, this
He's
guy's
saying
greatsword.
The Echo
That
Sword.
dude's sword.
Used his own sword to.
Yeah,
I mean, 100% you can take it.
I guess
I can't carry it.
I don't think I can lift it.
I can't physically lift it.
I'm gonna take our new friend safely back out of this
Blood pool.
blood pool.
Yep.
Good, probably good call,
There you
actually.
go. Hang out with the other fireman's carry.
You don't want to leave.
With the other dead guy? Yeah, it's fine. He also shit himself. I
You
didn't
know,
want to say anything.
it sucks.
but he
I really
definitely
like these dice. I enjoy using them, and now I can never use them again.
did. Just get all the bad rolls out of the way now.
Do this dice right.
Uh-oh, 13 is cursed. And a 1.
Yeah, those dice might be poorly balanced. Those
Are these the
three
ones that you rolled like a million times?
Mm-mm.
Are these new?
Mm-mm. I only started using them when we went into Felfarthen, because they're...
Mistakes were made.
Or no, not Felfarthen, I'm sorry, here. Because that's what they look like.
Just the
If you hold it up to
brand
the
new
light.
Oh,
podcast
yeah,
that's
those
out
are
there.
No, no.
Right.
I'm
Those
thinking
are
about
really
how to
neat.
taint
So
the
I
scene.
used those with
Yeah.
the ones that
So
you
that
guys
way
got
it
me,
looks
because
like
they're
we
also
were
purple
way
and
more powerful than
translucent.
we
They're a
are.
problem, though.
As if there wasn't a struggle.
Very good, yeah.
I just rolled a 20 and also
Like
a
I'm
2,
thinking
so I
about
think they're
you
fine.
behead him, take the blood. I'm gonna like scatter the ashes. I don't and like put a
Where they
fucking
can't
like
be found?
staff mark on it, so
Oh,
it looks
yeah.
like he was just exploding
yeah, no, that's a good point.
from the
Yeah,
inside.
12,
Yeah.
18, 11.
Try this one.
I'm gonna NCIS
Is
this
the sheer
shit.
dice?
It's Saphira
With
adjacent.
the glasses.
11.
Hey, DJ, you
It's
having a bad
appropriate.
time rolling those dice?
Yeah.
How many times do you miss?
Sure,
Did you roll it?
sure would be pretty cool if you knew somebody that made dice
11.
that are nicer than those dice.
19.
Blessed dice, if you will.
17.
I wouldn't go that far.
8.
I'm trying to plug you, Sarah.
I have to finish so
I really did want that glove though.
Cheese dice.
I really did want
I
that
sold the
glove
cheese
though.
dice
Very good.
almost immediately.
Because they're cheese dice. How can you
You gotta be kidding me.
What?
Is it just me? Was that a 1?
That was a 4.
Oh. There's a 7.
It's DJ's
All right,
hubris.
so
Yeah, what are we doing?
some stuff has happened.
Cool.
I asked before we had this conversation. Would the runes on the armor have been large enough for me to see them standing next to Felix, or are they like small on the inside of the
Small
armor?
on the inside of the armor.
Okay, so I would not have seen them.
I mean, unless you're also investigating the body.
I wasn't. I would just standing.
Then no,
tangentially.
they're on the inside of the armor. They're
Got
very
it.
small.
Got it. And then I asked Nesgrim to cut this man's head off so that way I could flay it and take it with us.
So he passed me, Sabrina. I'm walking Sabrina back over towards where Vorst is at. And
I chopped at his head.
Cool. Yeah, you sever this man's head.
No attack roll?
No. Why would you need to attack roll?
DJ, what'd you roll?
That's great.
tell him what it would have been.
I rolled a nat 1.
Cut your own foot off.
It's like you have to press down a little bit more.
Yeah, like this isn't.
What's this guy made of?
Like take 10. Like
Just keep trying.
Oh yeah.
No, I mean, like, whenever there's a roll, whenever there is an action that's being taken in which there's not, like, some pressing external factor, you can always take 10 on the roll.
Oh,
You
gotcha.
take
really?
you take the average. So you take a 10, and then you add your attack roll modifier, which is like a +8, +9. You sever the man's head.
That makes sense because Wall's ACs are 10.
Yes. So
Those look like candy.
you
I think.
cleave the man's head.
Can I hand it to Ether?
You hand him the head.
There you go.
I would
Have a
be,
man's head.
I would begin cleaning the head as I've done before. So
Put it on your shoulder.
Gentle kiss.
Don, we know what you're doing.
kiss his
You're doing
forehead, rub it like a bowling ball.
Sure.
Oh, wait, what?
Will I
That's
make a
new.
little lesson?
Well, the eye sockets.
Will you tell me your secrets?
No, I would begin flaying
Maybe later.
All signs
and
point to yes.
cleaning it so that way I
Skull
can take
work.
his skull with us to
Sure.
do things later, not in this cave right now.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Taking his skull to do things
To
later.
do things later.
Okay, all right.
Hey yo.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Or you're not done. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would also, as I am cleaning the skull, this man vibrated a lot and had some very odd shit going on.
Yeah.
Especially in his pants now.
I would,
Fucking what?
I
Shit, his
would be
pants are
looking
dying.
for
Where's pants
any
already?
odd markings on his skull once I've gotten to that point of like cracks or fractures. Like obviously he's been hit in the head, but things that are like, you know, like spider web, like lightning cracks or something like Ritora had going to her arm. Things
like
like that
splinters.
that are splinters that are not just like he got hit in the head. Other types of things. If there's symbols carved into his skull, that would be a thing
Get
that
there.
I would be looking
It's gonna
for.
take you some time to flame
Absolutely,
this man's skull.
absolutely, it will.
Drink his brains.
Okay,
Yeah.
while he's doing that,
Show me the money.
I'm gonna take
weird.
I'm gonna take the 15 gold in the scabbard. I'll gesture to the great sword. I don't know who wants it. And then I'm going to attempt to taint the crime scene. So I'm gonna go towards the center of the ashes right now that they've been spread apart. I'm gonna take my quarterstaff out
Okay.
and kind of spin
Sure.
to make
and-
the ashes push out, so
out.
it looks like the explosion was on the center.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna take my recently extinguished torch and smash it in the center like Gandalf.
Yeah.
Make it look like there was an impact directly
Sure.
where this man's body was.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you crash down some of the small portions of the cave's flooring, which is again compacted dirt and stuff, break apart. And you get those rippling marks where you can see the definitive, couple inch wide crater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
a good circle around you.
Then I'm gonna. I guess you've cut the head off. The other body's over there. Yeah, he's flaying it. I mean, that other body looks like it's just been fucking ripped to.
Yeah.
They would know it might have been Sabrina though.
Yeah, again, like he got ripped in
Bless you.
half at his waist, so like viscera splayed out, like he's in half, and then his sternum is cracked and his breastplate is open. So like you would see the upper part of the rib cage, you would see the breastplate
Bless you,
and
bless you.
everything.
Thank you.
You've definitely fucked with the one crime scene. I don't know if you want to do anything with the eviscerated, now decapitated as well, man.
I would ask anyone that carries around big swords to. I would point at the other guy.
Yeah.
I don't think this one had any injuries on his leg. No, this wasn't the guy that the.
There's
injury
only
did.
one
It was
guy.
the other guy. It was the other guy that ran away. That got.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got crossbowed in the leggy. Yeah.
That is shot.
Yeah, I would
me.
just gesture for you to I would tell you to cut off his leg. Like right
mean-
above the knee.
Okay. I chop off
From the
his leg.
side. I would specify from the side. We're gonna do this right.
It's like I'm taking a golf swing.
So he's as if you're coming from the side, you're like it looks like a fight, not like you cut
I'll
it from
need
the
him to
front.
stand up.
Or somebody could hold the leggy
Yeah,
upright.
like someone's got to
Yeah, I'll
hold it
just
upright.
and then step
Yeah,
far.
you hold
Actually,
the
can I hold it with Mystic Hand? Is that just
He-
okay?
he's an item now. He's dead. He's no longer a creature. Genuinely, he's an
Whoa,
object.
whoa!
Dead guy.
Objects
We've
can be
objectified
living
this
or
man.
living or undead.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I'll lift his leg with Mystic Hand. I'll step back. Make sure I'm out of the splash zone.
Yep. Yeah, you cleave right through the leg, right around the height of the knee, above knee, below knee. What did you say?
Above me.
Above knee.
Above knee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sandwich?
Now
There you
got
go.
Now you got a leg
Yep.
offering.
I'm gonna fucking
I heard it.
Through the leg.
keeping the blood with it, so that way it looks like it happened somewhere else.
Sure.
towards this way.
You yeet the man's leg over there towards that corner of the cavern.
Yeah.
What
Would
is
you
your
like help
goal?
manipulating the blood?
I can make you dance.
What are you attempting?
If anybody else finds this, it'll look like it was not so close. Just gesturing to all of us looking exhausted and beaten.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
He
take,
writes next to it, Felix casted fireball here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's but you know.
I'm gonna take the man's eyes out and squash them on the ground.
Ah! No!
We've been
Just
watched
cause?
by hag eyes,
Yeah,
so
absolutely. You scoop them out, you know.
Yep.
Sever those optical nerves, throw them.
yeah.
Yep.
'Cause I genuinely,
Yep.
John,
Yes.
what weapons did
I was gonna eat them.
Amelia and
I need dark vision.
Christian use?
Christian, I believe, had a hammer. Amelia does have a longsword.
Longsword.
Mm-hmm.
Longsword is
Versatile, one or two-handed. A D8 or a D10.
Great sword
swords
is
are 2D6. Two-handed.
two-handed.
Only two-handed.
Do you think someone might want this?
I'll also tell you, it doesn't look like in the same way for, in contrast to the way the chakrams from the brothers had definitive markings. These do not. These do not look like these are uniquely made. These look like cell swords. Swords.
And there's nothing fancy about them.
Nope,
They're-
not remotely.
Shatter it. If no one's taking it, break it. It'll make us look strong.
I'll just point it for us.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hold it sideways
it is a great idea, Vorst.
and just
Anybody else getting hungry?
stomp on it.
It's going to be very hard to
I'm
break a
gonna
blade.
Stomp on it. I'm gonna try to stomp on it.
All right.
I'm doing my best. This is
yep.
all I can do.
Yep. You can make a strength check.
Stomp.
I can
Just
swing-
nat 20 it.
Like, I was gonna say you have a man with a warhammer.
I can just mash it.
Like, who could do the same thing what you guys are trying to do, where you put it in an angle, put something heavy underneath it, and then smash. But if you want to try to just like fucking knee that
let me
shit,
just on the flat part of it.
yeah,
I have to. I
yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah. You're not
specify.
gonna sever your
I'm
own
not
like.
severing. This sword is like this wide. My
Yeah.
foot's only like this big. Like it's
Absolutely.
just right.
Smush.
This'll work.
That's cocked,
Yeah, it's a
right?
little cocked, yeah.
Just don't nat 1 and trip.
The other one was better. I don't know why I'm checking. My strength is a +0. It's 4.
Yeah, I mean, you stomp on the sword.
Taking out her anger on it.
Really upset.
Yeah, Nesgrim, you see Rotora angrily stomping on this sword.
Hang on, I can help.
Do it.
And I grab the sword, and I'm gonna
Also stomp on it.
prop it across from the floor to the cave wall.
Yeah.
So that way it's leaning on an angle.
Yes.
Leaning on an angle.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna just
Stomp.
warhammer,
Also stomp on it.
warhammer straight
Headbutt
into
it.
it. Just
Again, you take the 10. It is tempered, so like there is the tensile strength of it being at an angle, and you crack right in the middle of it, and you splinter it.
I was gonna roll, but
If you fucking want to roll, dude, like go ahead.
Nat 20 to shatter it.
I really
You
hope
rolled
you roll
so
a
many
one.
ones.
DJ.
Just
you
roll
really-
it.
I
Roll
had
it.
to roll because
If you
I was
roll a
trying to
1
stomp it.
and this thing snaps and bounces into your eye,
Like,
Roll it.
I don't
Do it
believe
for the
in
eye
me.
patch. Do it for the eye
Dude,
patch.
no!
DM
No,
told
believe-
you didn't have to roll.
it's a good thing I did.
No,
It's a
he told you
23.
didn't need to.
you break it in the same way I described it previously.
Oh, I can't be a little bit better.
Nope,
No.
not for exactly this reason, no. But yes, you shatter the sword, so like particles fly, like, shrapnel in your eyes. Like, no, I'm kidding.
There you go.
But yes, the blade is now broken.
If only I had a hat to protect me from the shrapnel.
Exactly.
I had you say.
Now, put the handle with the body. Throw the pieces down the hall.
I'll start moving the pieces around.
I'll use a. It's not strong enough. Never mind.
Yeah, I put the handle here at the body and yeet the other.
We're about done here, right, guys?
We gotta go.
I mean, we're hanging out in an area for time now.
Time to roll the
This is
counter
while
table.
While he's taking care of the skull.
It's not an.
I'm just waiting until you guys.
Hey, he's pretty good at
I'm
it, right?
done this on the move.
I didn't know that. I thought
Yeah,
you sat down
I'm
to
just
do
waiting
it.
for you.
Yeah, you're
guys.
like you're over there chilling, like
Just whittling a
I'm
skull.
only while you're moving the crime.
I like to
scene
think that you're
around.
sitting cross-legged on the floor. Like,
Okay, so we finished with the greatsword, right? We're done.
Yep. We've broken the sword. We have fucked up the crime scene.
Noel's here.
Noel
Really
is there.
far away.
Yep.
Over here. Illusion.
Yep.
All right, we ready to leave?
Yeah.
Please.
All right, let's go.
While they were doing all of that, because some time did pass,
Uh-huh.
I would have used that time to prestidigitation the blood off of myself.
Sure.
And offered to do the same for the Sabrina that I'm holding.
She
would
is not respond.
Non-responsive. She's covered in blood, right?
Oh, yes.
And vomit.
And she's
Yeah.
still, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Like, and if she seems like she's not, if she's just non-responsive, then
Fully, like,
just
genuinely feels like
somebody
catatonic.
who's too drunk to clean themselves up, I'm going to get the blood and vomit off of her.
Yep.
There was still a hand attached to a chain she was dragging
Oh,
around.
yeah, no, she still
Can I-
has iron spoke collar around her neck.
Gonna
That
get the
color.
hand off the chain at the very least.
Sure.
And get that
Fashion necklace.
Does that
bundled
hand
up
have a
so that
glove
it's
on
not dragging.
See if I have a
And
wallet.
Glove.
Oh.
I'm gonna untie her. I mean, she literally had a collar around her neck and ripped somebody's arm off. If she wants to get away, she's getting away whether her hands are tied with a rope or not.
Sure.
I mean, it's gonna look at Vorst and just like shrug as I untie her. And just get her cleaned up. And if there's... That's great. I stand by my reasoning.
She's fully catatonic.
Yeah.
Like, sits there completely unresponsive. Like,
Yeah, and
dead
and
staring,
then,
like completely
yeah,
blank.
I'll get her over my shoulders
Yeah,
so that
piggyback.
she's in a better carrying position, you know, a more humane carrying position.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Take my rope back and put
yeah.
it in
Sure.
my belt.
clean Vorst and a corpse in if there's still time,
Sure.
since they're
Yeah.
causing a scene.
Yeah. While you're cleaning me, how are you?
I'll be alright.
I feel like shit.
Yeah, we should be moving soon.
Yeah.
Don't.
I guess into Aether's mind.
Everything alright in there?
We're altering a crime scene.
Yes, we should probably...
Yes. I believe they are almost finished.
I still have my eerie token because I never took a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see where the children are?
Yeah. I mean, it's mileage for the distance, correct?
I think it's a mile. Or 10.
Let me see. Give me 1 second.
Because, like, you fully... It's pseudo find familiar-esque, where, like, you go into yourself
translate
and
state,
into
yeah.
a trance state, and you see where they are.
I believe so.
Like, you utilize... It feels... if I remember correctly, it functions like a sensor. Like, the divination spell.
I think it is exactly like Find Familiar, because when we did it under Doris, I had him see from the perspective of where his was. So I think
The thing is like it's based on where the token is. It's inside the bear.
Sure. Right.
So,
yes,
like-
she's not going to see much.
She would see stuffing.
Yeah, she can hear. But
If you're
What's it
within
stuck
10
with?
miles,
Okay. And it says you...
the trance lasts for 1 minute.
Can you read the way it describes how you use the senses based on where it is?
Sure. If you are within 10 miles of the token, you can enter a trance as an action. The trance lasts for 1 minute, but ends early if you dismiss it. No action
Yeah.
required or incapacitated. During this trance, you can see and hear from the token as if you were located where it is. While you are using your senses as the token's location, you are blinded and deafened in regard to your own surroundings. While the trance ends, the token is harmlessly destroyed. Oh. Fuck.
it's
Alright,
gone.
well, never mind. It's fine.
No. I mean, like, it's... Again, it's in the bear.
She
like,
used it already, didn't she?
Yeah, when we were in this with the spiders.
Oh, well, then it's gone. Yep. Very sorry.
It's fine. I tried.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, good idea.
We ready to head out?
Yeah.
Squad?
Let's go find the children.
Did you keep the collar and the hand on her?
The hand is gone, right?
The hand is gone.
Hand is
I guess,
gone. Like, it looks like it clasps. It's not like it's fully sealed. It looks like it would have, like, pin attachments in the backing of it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
unclamp.
is there a way to get the collar off of her?
Absolutely.
Again, she was functioning just fine with it on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Guessing it's not much of a deterrent.
Nope.
So, it's pretty inhumane. And we're intending to treat her like a friend. So, I'd get the collar off of her.
I would fully intend on keeping that for other
Sure. I
reasons
mean, if
down
you
the
look
line.
like, I look like I'm looking for a place to ditch it, and he reaches his hand out for it, and I'll pass it to him.
Sure. Yeah.
We can use this later. Not on her, but
You and me, buddy.
I'll just give you a weird look. So where'd the hand go?
no monsters.
Wasn't it attached?
It's just like laying on the ground somewhere.
It was in the chain at the end where it would have been banding like a manacle.
John, does it have a glove?
No.
Damn it.
No.
No!
Then I don't care. I'm gonna throw it somewhere. Wait. Oh, pull it back.
Snacks.
Get that out of my fucking face. You don't know where that's been. Put it down. Drop it. Drop it.
Reverse the roles now.
I'll put my hands up. I'll be like, I'll slowly put it into the pouch.
Legs.
Into the pouch it goes.
All right.
Alright, I've got
Got a
ashes.
head, a body, a skull, a hand. We're fine.
We need to find the children.
Yes. Back the way we came.
I'm so weak.
Alright, hands in the pouch. Alright, I'm ready to go. I've collected my things. Please.
Tired.
2 nat 20s.
No, make it.
If you're still doing that, I'll like gesture for you to like I'll mystic hand the hair and the skin.
Most of it would have been gone by now.
No, to like keep it.
John was
Yes.
was
That doesn't-
Juniper
To not
with
taint the tainted crime
the
scene.
children.
Fair.
and the children.
Yes.
That's good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, once we get back to that room, I'll do my thing.
Gonna say, we're
Bless you.
heading back, as
Yeah.
far as I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Then once we're back and heading in the right direction, I will
I mean, as we're leaving yonder room, going back into the corridor to get to our wonderful chalk markings leading us back.
No.
No. Yeah. It's not coming from that way. It's coming from me.
Oh, okay.
This way. This way. So, like, you guys are walking back here.
Yeah.
You would hear far south a very not like fast moving, but comparable to Ritora's recollection. You remember that large ogre zombie? The like. Yeah, you would hear a noise like that coming from southern corridor extending down from the midpoint of this tunnel. So there was another way that went that way, straight south, but like a little bit to the left. It would sound like it's coming from that way, just lumbering.
That thing moved really slowly last time, right?
Yes, that thing did. This is similar sounding.
Is it faster sounding?
Faster sounding. Faster sounding.
You know, as a,
Just
like
shreds you.
perhaps more like this.
A little bit more like that, yeah. Like,
As in, we need to go.
that's for you to infer, not for me to dictate. Like,
I think
you hear that from the south.
I think we're running.
Yes.
He could be a friend, Chell.
Try talking to him.
Do I speak?
I
Hey, buddy.
would reach into my...
Yeah, Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember how this works, right?
You pull it out.
I kind of like motion like to
No,
like what's
alright.
on me. Yeah.
All
no.
right.
Sorry.
We have
It's
a
okay.
funeral. There's no time for this.
Would you like to bury more of your friends?
We need to fucking leave
We
now.
need to move.
We're going.
You of all people should know that Caroline needs to meet him.
It's a backup plan. I'm just saying.
Let's fucking go.
And go.
We're
Let's
running.
We're running. We're running.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we start running back up the way that the chalk was on the wall.
Who's the slowest in the party?
Hello.
Still Thariel.
Yep.
And I have the thing on me.
Mm-hmm.
Very tempting. I'll catch up with you folks later. I'll take care of him if I have to.
I mean, again, I need to be dictated to what's happening. I
You're-
get that we're going backwards, and we're following our chalk trail, but we absolutely have an exhausted individual.
You're slow because you're exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
What level?
2.
2.
If you guys go ahead of me and I have to speed up, I have a way of making me real fast. Just saying.
You'll kill us all.
Yeah, it's a really,
That's
that's
not
a really
true.
shit idea.
That's a bad idea.
For right
Some
now.
of you may die.
That's a risk
some
I'm
of you
willing
may
to
I'm
die.
going to cast
It's
a
a
greater
sacrifice I'm willing to
restoration
make.
on Thoriel.
Okay.
So it reduces, I believe,
Yeah, her exhaustion by 1 level.
right?
You could have done that this whole time?
She was dead!
That's fair.
I
I'm sorry.
wasn't.
Yeah, we've been
the
fucking
plan
with a
since
crime
I-
scene
Wait,
for
I-
like 2 minutes.
I thought, did you not do that to her before?
No, that was the
Oh,
plan before she died.
Oh,
We had
That-
talked about it.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked
I
about
think-
doing it.
because you had done it to me before.
Yeah, but that was the day before, right?
Gotcha.
After the
Yeah, yeah.
fight with,
Yes, you're
Arthur.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're still recovering from it.
You're good.
Let me make sure, but I'm pretty sure
That that makes sense. You,
I
you
don't
only used it
know.
on me.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, it is. Okay.
it's not. It doesn't heal you or anything.
No, but I was like, I don't know if that'll change my
The movement
speed.
speed is the
Yeah.
second level, so yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. You utilize another one of these really benevolent DM gifts that I've given you to cast Greater Restoration on
Yeah,
your
because
dear friend.
I did Windwalk and I did
Bless.
Bless. Did I mark off Bless?
Let's walk.
It doesn't mark them specifically which one I used, so that's. I can't remember when I used the Greater Restoration.
You had used Greater Restoration on Felix before we came into the cave.
Yep.
Like,
That would have been the same day then.
Yeah, no long rest.
Yeah,
yeah, because it was like we
'Cause it's
slept
at-
after the Arthur shit.
because this is an at dawn thing,
Gotcha.
so.
So you can't.
I
use
thought
it.
you did it before we left.
Do I?
Because I used Windwalk.
No, you don't have a shell. It's a 5th level spell.
She might have used it before we left the cabin to come back.
Yes, but I believe it was that morning.
Yeah. It was,
Right, is that in the same day? Yes.
Yeah, we haven't long rested
So-
since then.
Well, it's at dawn. It's not a long rest. So
Gotcha.
depending on
It's
what
not
time
dawn
of
yet.
day
Yeah,
it is,
no.
yeah.
Like, we came into the cavern at like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Like,
Yeah.
this is roughly midday.
Sure.
So, do you have another Greater Restoration to use or no?
No, I don't think. It's only one per.
Then, no. Then,
Yeah.
Shell is still at exhaustion level.
I was just trying to figure out which day that I
Right.
used it.
Nesgrim.
What?
Pick her up.
Hello,
We
good
need to
morning.
move.
Welcome. Everybody's got their arms full. Do you mind?
Oh, sure, okay.
We have to go.
Okay.
Hop on.
Running.
Yeah. All right. I climb onto Nesgrim's back.
Like a piggyback.
Yeah.
And then she puts a hat on.
While
Put these reins in your mouth.
while we're moving, and I've now got Thariel
Oh.
on my back.
Yeah.
Can you? What is going on?
Hello. Good morning. We're running away from the thing. You need to go. Let's move.
I guess as we're running, what the fuck?
You're not still snowing, are you?
Shut up,
No, I don't
Hector.
think
We
so.
need to keep moving and quietly.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? What? What do you? What do you not understand?
What happened when you were taken?
Now is not the time to ask. Let's go. You had your chance. I'm not talking about this right now. Let's go.
Well, I'm actively moving.
I'm not talking. I'm done.
Just even though we can't see your face, we know you're making that face.
I put her down. Now what?
DJ, you should
Die
know.
then.
But she's like, as soon as you
You
can't
don't
get a
want to
word
tell
out.
me all your secrets, then die.
She's hangry.
Great. I will tell you guys that absolutely you are unimpeded on your traversing backwards, following this wonderful cursive chalk outline from Ether. The sound of whatever it was stomping obviously grows drastically more distant as you guys put space in between yourselves. Vorst, you have really great pinpoint precision hearing. I'll tell you that it sounds like it grows distant and fades completely when you guys get roughly 150 or so feet into the tunnel ahead of you as you start making that left on the bend.
Like he would have made a different turn somewhere else in our traversing back?
Or
like just, he's
just
far
just
enough
gone.
back that
far
it's like,
enough back, or like maybe he went because he smelled the blood of like a corpse getting fucked with.
He's gonna go fuck that crime scene up some more.
Yeah,
He's gonna go eat all
Now
those
they'll
skull
never
shavings.
know.
Perfect.
It's hungry.
We brought in the vacuum cleaner.
Even better.
It's a circle of life.
It's actually just Ruben.
crime scene
We run from Ruben.
Yep.
That's bag fries.
What have we done?
Do you have any cheeseburgers?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you guys make it back to the cavern at which Ritora nearly died.
I'm gonna find that centipede. No, I killed it.
You did kill it.
I did kill it.
Yes.
Kill it
And
again.
it almost
I'm
killed
gonna
you.
revive it and punch it into the earth.
it's an undead centipede now.
Oh my god. Could you imagine?
There had been a very small, thin, obviously, like, wagon that had been taken along, so, like, you would see a wagon wheel spokes in the dirt going through that northeastern passage. But I don't know if you guys are, like, trying to stay here, or whether or not we're immediately going after everything
We should
in
follow.
our current state.
We should take a nap.
Should we clean those tracks up?
Again, part of what I'm insinuating, like, there are very clearly wagon tracks in the dirt.
I would like a nap on the wagon, please.
Like, I don't know what you guys want to do.
I'm so sleepy and my bones hurt.
I guess, I mean, if we get back to that room,
Yeah.
I guess I'll try and start quickly cleaning up the direction it's going.
Sure.
Just like, because it's going to be like this.
Yes, it
So
would
I'm going to
come-
clean that arc
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and
So
make it
looks
look
like
like
it
it
just entered the
abruptly
room,
stops.
here.
Yeah, and then I
not
guess
taking-
as we go up to
Mhm.
follow it, kind of try to clean it. I don't know how long that
Yeah,
would
behind
take.
you.
Know what I mean? Like what
Um,
pace we would move at if we do that.
How?
I mean, it definitely wouldn't be like a running pace. You guys would be able to go at like a normal pace.
I guess we couldn't just step to try and clear it up.
I would
'cause-
tie my cloak behind me to drag on the ground.
It's deep wagon
Oh,
depressions.
sure.
Okay.
Like,
But
again,
the claws
Yeah,
aren't
like
even
I'm
going.
effectively like stamping it, right?
Sure.
yeah, like you'll be able to get some of it, but like I'm just going to say, if there's an exquisite tracker hunting you down, they might still be able to find those depressions despite the smattering.
Sure.
Regular things that are not as equipped for hunting,
Yeah.
based on tracks, like might not find them. But like
Okay.
it's not going to be like a perfect resolution.
Sure,
So,
sure.
Yeah.
You guys can take a quicker pace and stamp it as you're moving and try to do your best, slightly covering it a little bit with cloak behind you, or we can go at a slow pace and actually clear the tracks. That is up to you all to decide.
Can I inspect the tracks that are entering the northernmost corridor?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah.
Inspect them to see about when, like, by the depth and the dryness and the wetness or like scent or anything like that, how long ago they traveled through that specific spot. Because when we saw them, they were just starting to come in.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm just curious as if they went immediately, if they took a second to recollect themselves and then went,
Fresh on
or
the tracks.
yeah, like.
Sure. Yeah, you could make the survival check.
Sick. $24.
Very good. Yeah. I will tell you, it seems like they were pretty quick about continuing to move. That as you are in the area of this corridor, you would see like the first 15 to 20 feet worth of the track would be a deep depression for the wagon, as though like they had to turn it. Not like it's a harsh angle, but still they would have to like they're pulling it.
Yeah.
And then they would have to actively like angle the individual to go down a more narrow space like the corridor. You would see that like groove and divot and then slightly ascend, and the tracks would continue through the tunnel. You have a very long distance of dark vision. I will tell you that about 120 feet into the tunnel for the tracks, they suddenly no longer leave a trace of a wagon. the tracks. You don't see like a dilapidated wagon or anything. There just suddenly is a point at which there is no longer wagon tracks, about 120 feet into the corridor.
Does the floor
Would you tell us about this?
substance change?
No.
Yeah,
call.
yeah, I would definitely share that information with everybody.
I will tell you as well that around that like 120, 150 foot point, the ground doesn't, like, as DJ was asking, change in the consistency.
Yeah.
It remains the same, like, soily, cavernous floor. It slightly starts to, like, ever so lightly incline upwards. A little bit. Not like a harsh angle, but just, like, a little bit up. But, again, no wagon tracks.
About how tall is the ceiling in there?
Still the same 15 feet.
Okay, so there's no wagon hanging from the ceiling.
Correct. Nope.
Good. They weren't just like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would relay all that. They just go in and disappear.
How, mile-wise, how far would you say, like, we just traveled?
Back from the location of the battle to here,
Yes.
it was roughly 1,000 feet. So a fifth of a mile,
Okay.
approximately.
Then I'm going to, at this point, where the wagon trail is stopping, I'm going to cast Locate Animals or Plants.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try to locate one snowy owl.
Very good. Could you read for me, locate plants or animals?
Describe or name a specific kind of beast or plant. Concentrating on the voice of nature in your surroundings, you learn the direction and distance to the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles, if there are any present.
One snowy owl.
Mm-hmm. I swear, if it's like up, just
Yeah, now
directly
he's gotta
up.
check if there's one just above.
He's right behind you. Ah!
You guys are here.
It's not your snowy owl.
Behind you. Ah, behind you. Ah.
Roughly 1,200 feet east by northeast.
At the same level as us? Not above?
Can you read that to me one more time?
You learn the direction and distance to the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles.
It's like not a drastic height increase. You're not like, I
It's
gotta
not
go
like-
all the way
like,
up.
Is
no,
it
no,
above
no.
ground?
No.
Okay.
Not above ground. There's definitely a slight inclination to it.
But there is also a slight inclination to the ground
Correct.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Trying to make it where I don't say like, oh yeah, like it feels like it's even turf. It's not, which will end up mattering. So it feels like it's slightly above,
I'll point
but east by northeast.
in the direction. Juniper is, I think, a snow owl. Is in that direction, underground. I don't imagine there are many down here.
It's a better lead than any other that we have.
The den is here.
All of the snow owls.
It's actually a white brown ground.
His home is here.
Right.
growlers
Did you roll your burnout die?
No.
Where do you think barn owls
D8?
lived before barns existed?
I don't know if you had burnout. I don't
Space.
think you
No.
did.
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah.
Trees.
I did not that time either.
Cool,
Barns
very
are
good.
made of trees.
Yeah, again, roughly, I'd said like 1,200 feet. Yeah, east by northeast.
That
South by southwest.
that direction.
It's our best lead. We should continue.
Yes.
I would halt everyone for a minute as we reach the end of the tracks. Can I borrow your quarterstaff for a moment, Felix?
Shake my head no and like,
No.
Can you test the ground in front of us?
all right. Also, Lawrence, do you remember if the drift globe is light or daylight? Which ones did you use?
I use daylight.
Daylight?
Okay,
Okay.
it's 60 and 60 then. 60
Yeah.
bright, 60 dim.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know how long it lasts though.
Mm-hmm.
An hour. I'll hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having him just poke the ground in front of us to make sure it's not some sort of quicksand.
strange elevated quicksand.
That because if they went through it with
guess I
the
understand.
yeah.
I mean, you reach out and you poke the ground, and it feels like the same dirt it's always felt like down here. Just mush, mush, mush.
And I'll just give you a pat since you've got silver legs.
The stick doesn't hit any sort of Looney Tunes-esque type painting on the wall.
Nope.
A bookcase spins for some reason.
Okay. Yeah. Onward.
Elves first.
Sure.
Okay.
Age before
I'll halt you. I'll
Yeah,
point
I
his
guess-
legs.
I guess right before
said
we
elves
keep
first.
going, I'd turn to the last spot that there was an impression of the tracks in the ground. I'd cast Prestidigitation on it and see if that got rid of it
Ages
entirely.
first.
Can you read it? Sure. Because I know it's like you clean soiled things and stuff like that.
But can you soil things?
You can.
Yeah, you can.
It's like the word soil.
Yeah.
I produce 1 cubic foot of mulch.
Damn, that's money.
Yeah, instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. That would be the nearest thing.
Effort-wise, I would say no.
Yeah, I just wanted to check and see if
Yeah.
it was something that, like...
Could have been done that
Yeah,
they could be
they
doing.
realized, like,
Yep.
we're leaving tracks. Like, it's one thing to leave tracks for a period of time. It's another thing to leave a continuous trail back to us.
Yep. Yeah, I would say that it would not work.
Sure.
Very good. You think you're stepping forward?
Yes.
All right. Well, you poke ahead with the quarterstaff, and then you go, everything's fine. You give him a good old pat on the cheeks, and you step onto the ground ahead of you, and it's all right. Yeah, no change. There's just, again, like the slight inclination ahead.
So it appears to be the same hardness.
Yes, absolutely.
Can I attempt to make an investigation check to see if the cart was turned around and they
Sure.
took the same tracks back?
You may
Or if they had like a
absolutely do
rope and threw it over, anything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It would still be survival to me.
Okay. 14.
I will tell you that at the point where the tracks do stop, it looks slightly like there's a deeper sink in again at the concluding point. Like the wagon itself stopped and maybe sat for a moment. It doesn't look like there is any turn in the track itself. Like it would have obviously left an angular motion and swept aside dirt. So it doesn't look like it was stopped and turned. It looked like it just stopped. But it's not here. Not visible.
Okay, so I'm gonna need a detailed description of the wagon now. Like, could they have just thrown the rope over the other side and just pulled it back? Like, did it need to be turned?
Yes, it would have needed to have been turned.
Okay,
Yeah.
then never mind. We're good.
How heavy was it?
The wagon?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they were carrying an abundance of goods and supplies. The wagon itself, just because it's a wood construction, would have been probably like 30 to 40 pounds.
Like a kind of rickshaw?
Yes. Yeah, so like maybe with the sacks of like food and things like that, but again, they can magically make food. They don't need to bring an abundance of stuff.
Yeah.
They were effectively bringing like clothes, survival things, stuff like that. It probably would have been in total like 200 to 220 pounds.
And are there any scorch marks?
Scorch
Nearby?
marks?
Yeah.
No.
I would about face real quick.
Sure.
And make
Look at
and
your friends.
I would clear the dirt on the ground immediately in front of where the cart stops and make sure there's not a threshold here, John, that they walked through with a light.
How would you clear? What do you mean?
I would assume I have like brushes and things to clean off bones and skulls. I would be
Sure.
I would clear the
little
dirt
Yeah, you
Spade.
have a
Yeah.
small.
and make
Yeah.
sure there's not a threshold that they want to cross. with
In
a
what
light.
way would you be searching for a threshold? Like, I get that you're brushing the
Yeah,
dirt
yeah, yeah.
here.
I would be pushing it until I felt...
Making sure there's not like a groove underneath.
Yeah, a groove, some other thing.
Like
that's
we're not looking for like a mummy separation.
No. More for just like there's clearly levels of dirt and dust here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to search until I find something that is not that.
Sure.
That might be like a doorway or a threshold or something.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean you just it brushes aside
Yeah.
the top layer of dust and dirt, but it is very compact and hard underneath.
Okay.
So you would hit not like a clay, but the composition of clay to where your brush would no longer be able to swipe it aside easily.
Okay.
You'd have to start digging.
Yeah.
So
So
like you hit a point at which it's very flat, very hard tack, like not moving.
So
anything.
it doesn't seem like it.
No, not remotely.
Okay.
Into his mind, I'll just say, looking for bones? A threshold. Do we feel any different?
Well, nobody else stepped through it but me, and I didn't have a light.
When you said that there's no tracks from the cart.
Correct.
No,
Are there
no.
any footprints?
Yeah.
There are footprints that continue forward.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Prior to stepping through the threshold, the area feels different, distinctly.
It would continue to feel like that. There is no change. in
Right.
it.
That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't
Yes.
have to walk through the threshold to know.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm going to step through the threshold.
Yeah, totally fine. No change. Nothing at all.
He didn't say it wasn't. Okay, no change, we're good.
No change. Nothing at all.
All right.
Continuing onwards.
Yes.
Mhm.
Following the footprints. I didn't know we're there.
I could possibly
Following her.
He immediately
sense of
turned around and
direction.
didn't look for the footprints.
I indicated that there were wagon tracks. We fucked around with wagon tracks for a while. It's okay.
Because they stopped.
Yes.
It's weird.
They picked it up.
Yeah, exactly. They
yeah,
just
yeah.
picked it up.
Yeah,
Maybe it's sandy now.
I
It's
mean,
hard to
there's
feel
like
it.
20 of them. Well, 40. I don't know.
Kids
There's
get
a
to
number.
work.
If,
Lazy
if,
sex.
if each kid can carry like 5 pounds.
I mean, they literally had like a very strong Goliath boy and an Earth Ganassi boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's more fun to
Have
picture
a
like a bunch of
perfectly
little
good-
children
good
trying to
Grimdark
carry
for
a
this.
cart.
Would I
also
know
have
the
Grimdark.
existence of the spell like Pass Without a Trace?
Yeah.
Would I know that? I wouldn't know that.
Well, there
Earth
wouldn't be-
Ganassis can
Have we
use
used-
that.
There wouldn't be
work.
footprints.
It wouldn't work on the wagon. It needs to work on a creature. So, like, they haven't cast it here. I would say you wouldn't know that Earth Ganassi would naturally.
Because that was
have
going to
it.
be like my follow up to like there's no footprints. Like that would be the next logical
Yes.
thought. It's like maybe it's magic that they're using to cover their tracks here. Like
Use that? Did you
They're
use Pass Without a Trace?
saving it.
No,
Yeah.
silence.
But, yeah, no, there's tracks. Like, again, there's a shitload of people, so, like, it would look
Yeah.
not easily distinguishable that
deeper
there's, like,
footprints, maybe.
But
as
it
they
looks
go
like a ton of
past that
footprints.
point.
Yes, it looks
Yes.
like there's a
Oh.
smattering of footprints going
Yeah.
down, climbing
Alright.
slightly up this.
We've solved the mystery, gang.
Onward up this ramp.
Yep.
Onward.
Yeah. So again, slight incline. The corridor is roughly 120 feet before it opens up once again. It would look like a T intersection. So like, I'll go back to my glorious drawings. And we know we're going east by northeast.
Stalactite dripping.
I just have a note in here from where Victoria died. It just said stalactite dripping.
It's got the
No
necklace.
G.
It's got
No
the
G on
necklace
the
and
end.
everything.
It's just dripping.
Stay dripping.
You guys are coming in from here.
Oh, fuck yeah. Gonna keep an eye out for the footprints traveling in a given direction as well
Thank you.
as
The
using my
footprints go that
schnapps.
way.
Which one?
That away.
It still smells like them. Still smells like children.
Yeah. Sounds like a bunch of hot, sweaty kids.
Sniffing children
They're in a fucking like
lately for-
bed.
Oh,
No,
God.
kids just fucking
Yeah.
they stink.
The Axe body
Yes,
spray.
it smells like horrible body odor and like shitty dwarf.
It smells like
You heard the man.
rotten banana specifically. is what I'm
And also
thinking.
it smells like rotten banana and footprints going this.
Yeah,
Definitely
so we're
that
gonna go
way.
that direction.
Yep.
I would like to keep an eye out for ball bearings.
You trip on one.
I would say that you would see. So like as we enter into this space, again, it's not a harsh incline, but it does slowly as you're going that like 120 feet. It does feel like looking backwards. You probably have climbed roughly 6 feet, 7 feet in elevation difference from where you were. So like a pretty reasonable amount, but over the course of 120 feet or so, it feels consistently negligible. But you do recognize you are consistently walking a little upwards. As it opens up here, it levels out. Now, in here, because DJ had previously asked, and it does feel fair to dictate, composition of things in here changes.
Okay.
Not in terms of the soil or the ground. It still feels like hard, still feels like hard clay beneath your feet to where it's very firm, evenly footed, but in here it's a harsh transition as it flattens out at this point when it opens. There is a natural transition in the walls themselves to where they go from being the multicolored metamorphic rock that we were used to being almost like the lighter shades of the tan on our walls, like a natural
Like sandstone.
sandstone walls. So like flatter composition to the walls, no more like grainy texture to them. They're pretty smooth. It would still, as you open up into this cavern, it would only be roughly like 70 feet in height now, 60 feet in height for the cavern itself. But you would still continue to see stalactites hanging from the ceiling. You would also see significantly more like rubble on the ground from small tracings and smatterings of stones. You would see the only times there would not be a flat surface on the wall itself would have been pockets of like natural breakage from just crumbling. Almost like reverberations for echoes where rocks would have fallen. But we continue down this way following the path.
Is it still kind of damp smelling?
In here, it would actually smell more damp. More dank.
We're going to the bigger portion, right? Or are we going to the one that was jutting out at the
The
bottom?
hallway.
This way. We would be going down
Oh,
this
okay.
way. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Does that put us in the right direction?
It would be going east by...
That the wall comes
East-west. We went north a little bit.
Yeah, you
now
went north
we're
a little
turning
bit,
east.
now we're going east.
I lost track of my...
Oh, that's okay.
Of what direction is what?
All good.
I drew that very south. That's probably not. I think that's south. I don't know anymore. Maybe it's east.
Where's my... Oh.
I shouldn't have been trusted to make this map. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Cool.
have it.
So, you guys start coming down this way. There's an alcove here that, with Vor's eyes, you're able to see back this full 300-foot distance. You can see that this is just, again, a natural alcove to where at this back point of it, you would see just an abundance of stalactites and stalactites hanging down. You would see a consistent kind of flow of water to where there would be a small little, almost like aquifer-style pond back here. Not deep or anything,
No.
but like...
Like
you
a
know,
little spring.
yeah, effectively, like maybe an inch and a half of water for where you can see it. It doesn't look like it goes anywhere. It looks like there's just a natural drip from above.
Okay.
You guys would continue to follow down, and then this would open up. Is everybody good with that part? Mm-hmm. Yep. Thank you.
I'm not keeping track of the
Yep.
map.
Yeah,
There's
it's okay.
4 other people doing it, so I
Yep.
feel like...
You don't think Nesgrim is?
Mapgrim.
Map guy?
Nah, probably not.
He's
Mealgrim.
not mapping.
A Mealgrim.
Oh, Emil Grim Azealia?
Very quickly, for those keeping track of the map, as you come up this direction, the tracks would continue this direction. This direction you would see ahead would then bend backwards a little bit, slightly this way. But if we're continuing to follow the tracks would lead us this way. So again, coming north a little bit and then continuing east again. When we get to about this point, roughly, in this direction, it would again climb upwards slightly.
Okay.
So
In which
up
direction?
this way.
Okay.
So roughly starting about here at the midpoint of this corridor, which again thins out, starts to ascend. There is a rough like slope here.
And we are heading northeast.
Yes.
Where we
Yeah.
East.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had gone east, had to trail down slightly,
Right.
went east again, come north again, going east again. But again, still following the tracks.
Just don't want to get
Incline here,
something else.
roughly like only 10 degrees. So not harsh, but continues to climb upwards through this corridor. And I will tell you that as you hit this point in the corridor, you would hear ahead of you people talking. Voices that would sound absolutely familiar. Just so this way we can have the sake of it being drawn for you guys having the shape. A big cavern here, so there is a conclusion back here. It's kind of like a rough banana shape or like a boomerang. There would be a pathway that would continue out ahead of here that Vor's sides would be able to see, but up here, kind of huddled away, mostly hiding and obscuring themselves behind rocks and stalactites, clearly is the guild. So, got roughly 1,200 feet ahead of you guys and chose, like, this seems like a moderately reasonable stopping point. We left our tracks so this way you guys could find us. This is where we've been located and stopped for a few moments. But you would see all of them kind of huddled, no light lit, anything like that. So you would see them before they would see you. They would, as they hear the footsteps of you guys entering and resounding in through the cavern, a hush would fall over them. You would see them in the distance first.
Yeah, being able to see them all. Snow.
Yeah, you would hear the voice of Carolyn towards the front. Snow.
Carolyn. I'm so fucking sorry.
What?
And I'm gonna keep walking forward.
Yeah. I don't know what everybody else is doing.
Let's follow along.
Following with.
The whole time walking up, just no idea what to actually say, just repeating over and over. I'm so sorry.
I jump off of Nesgrim's back, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she would start walking out from behind one of the stalactites. You would see the other individuals, like, looking over in this direction, but not moving. They're, like, genuinely sad. They're trying to have, like, effectively a lunch. She would walk over in this direction, slowly, and kind of, like, get about 15 feet away from you.
Stop and let her meet us before we continue approaching
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
She would see what you're carrying. What the fuck happened?
He died a hero.
Don't fucking say that. Don't say that.
I try and hug her, like just trying to hold on to her.
Yeah, if you move beyond Vorst, she would stand motionless, arms at her side. You move up and embrace her, and she would still look beyond the side of your head at his body hanging over.
And I'll lay him down, still covered up to hide the grotesqueness.
Okay. You had covered him with his cloak?
Yeah, kind of wrapped him up.
Yeah.
Not much could be done about the
The
whole
head?
missing.
Yeah, that. So she would see...
If he had a hood, I guess I would pull it up, but there would clearly be that, oh, there's
Yeah.
just nothing there.
Yeah, she would look and just instantly go limp in your arms and just start sobbing. Don't fucking say that. Don't fucking say that. He's fine. He's like us, he's fine. He can't die.
Not this time.
No, he can't die. He just came home.
Yeah, not this time.
I would say that she would limp in your arms, slide through them to her knees on the ground, looking beyond your legs. And go to cry out and stop herself. You can't tell Marybelle. You can't let her see.
We won't.
She would go to move beyond your legs and crawl over towards him. As she got there, she would move the cloak.
I'll kind of transfer the weight. If she has her arms out towards him, I'd kind of transfer the weight onto her.
Yeah.
Her.
She would take his body from you and rest on the ground once again on her knees and move aside the cloak covering him. And a terrified gasp. Just, oh, fuck. Who killed him? What killed him?
I'll just look into Theriel's void of a face.
My arms just like tighten around myself. And I just walk away.
She would not look in your direction. She would say it as she looks into the hollow of his chest. And she would reach in. Weirdly curious. And feel the absence. And she would as well begin to slowly cry, quietly, attempting to preserve any sense of composure for the sake of all the children that she knows are roughly 60 feet behind her.
With kneeling down next to the body, I'll kind of like move in for like to give her a shoulder to cry on, but literally just to like, if she needs to muffle herself, she can do it in the hood of my cloak.
Genuinely, she would lean towards you at first, and you are wearing a heavy cloak and armor beneath it. You would feel as her mouth opens, she bites instinctively and lets out a very muffled before she leans back and looks up at you and sighs once. Oh me, what killed him?
The thing that killed him is no more. But it left behind something strange. Two things, rather.
Hearing that, I would walk back over there and put my hand on both their shoulders. What killed them was the inner sanctum. The inner sanctum is to blame for this. It's to blame for all of this.
Nazgrim, you're still carrying Sabrina, right?
I am.
Yalamlo, you are? That's right. Piggyback?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it would be very fitting for her to say, I kept my namesake. And we're going down there.
Well, that was a fucking roller coaster.
Still on it.
Yep.
Yeah. Tonight in particular, though, was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. Well.
Friends, thank you very much for watching tonight. Evan and CMS, thank you very much for the resubs, as well as John and Hunter. Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys immensely. We will be back on Friday at 6 p.m., an hour earlier than normal, and that will be the new time for Adoris unless something else comes up. We'll be back to that on Friday, and then we will be returning to Oshuamp on Monday at the usual 7 o'clock.
Returning, we never left! We can't leave!
No!
Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you on Friday. Good night, everyone.